Well. Cowboy fans, we almost got it. Dak Prescott balled out. It's the people around this man. Let's go. Welcome, Cowboy fans and Cowboy haters alike. I'm the G and I'm the host of Let's Talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. And if you like this live stream, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another live or post a video and we are live. And if you haven't become a channel member or subscriber yet, please do. We have a lot of great things coming up this season. Now let's talk facts. Cowboy fans, we had them. Great game. Defense took a little time to get his legs up under it. As I'll give Stephen Jones credit. Stephen Jones said you can manufacture pressure. Eberflus tried to play the Eagles straight up. Couldn't do it. But nonetheless, we still had opportunities to win. And we're going to go through the game. We're going to go through play by play. And we're going to see where we blew it. But again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. We're going to be talking all things Cowboys. We're going to be checking out DallasCowboys.com. Get loaded up with the box scores. We're going to kind of see what happened in this game. We're going to walk ourselves through it play by play. But again, we had them, Cowboy fans. We had them. So we're going to be over on DallasCowboys.com. We're going to be waiting and listening for the interviews to come down. Pretty sure. Let me get over here real quick. I'm pretty sure that Schottenheimer should be coming up pretty fast. So we're going to talk the game and see if we can get Brian Schottenheimer. I'm pretty sure there'll be all kinds of interviews. So we're going to try to get see if we can get Brian Schottenheimer up there. Listen to the player interviews. Very interested in listening to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott played his butt off today. For somebody that hasn't played as long as Dak Prescott's played, poor Dak Prescott balled today, man. Dak Prescott balled. All right, so we're going to wait on the interviews to come down. We're going to let me get DallasCowboys.com pulled up too, so I can kind of keep track of the interviews as y'all come in. We're going to talk this thing through, see if we can talk it through game by game. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man. This was tough tonight. Let's get a little bit of a roll call going. Y'all hold on just a second. I want to see if I can pull up the play-by-play. Again, y'all welcome in. Man. All right, looking forward to talking about this tonight. All right, let's get a quick roll call. Then we're gonna really get this thing going. All right, let's get a quick roll call. Then we're gonna be ready to go. All right, roll call. Let's go.
Yo, G, bless him.
David Duval up in here. David Duval, what's going on? He said the Cowboys played well. Good start. I agree with you. Brandon Cup, good game. Mistakes were made, but we'll be good. I agree with you. DC4L, Mr. Brightside. Man, lay him head for them drops. Yes, sir. We're going to talk about those. That Sax guy, CD Worthy, is the lamb. not. Come on, man. We had this thing. Go Cowboys. Yeah, man. Delta Roots, CD Lamb, you ain't it. Boy, you bringing that up on us, Delta Roots. You hit CD Lamb with the you ain't it. Your mom need to be quiet. Terry Tatum, he said we let this one slip away. We did. The Big Runbowski. Dak knows Pickens joined this team, right? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. Chris and Kane. We can't expect to win the first game with brand new players. We're getting a feel of the team. Yeah, Chris and Kane, I think that's kind of what it was. A lot of people are trying to attribute this to MP not being here. It was not the case. They just hadn't played together. Offenses, Dak Prescott, 10-year veteran. CeeDee Lamb, veteran. Some of those players are veteran players. It was easier for them to adjust. It was easier for them to kind of gel together. And I still don't think they're there yet. But they were able to play together better than the defense. The defense didn't play well, didn't get their feet up under them until Matt Eberflus got extremely aggressive in the second half. Delta Roots, but again, Delta Roots says CeeDee Lamb get better and Miles Sanders cut him. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Derrick Jones said, man, we bit ourselves. Sanders fumbled the ball inside the 10. CD dropping passes. I'll be mad if it wasn't the first game. Yes, sir. I'm with you. We were playing with house money. Should have won it. Should have got that easy win. You don't get those on the road. You don't get the kind of opportunities the Cowboys got on the road to beat a team that good. We should have beat them. Mike Allen, easy money. What's going on? Rena Zanguini, what up? He said we lost, but we're definitely capable to beat some great teams. Oh, yeah. Man, we really do need to understand how good the Eagles are. And we were that close. Richard Vallega said so close. 2 drop passes by CD. Crucial catches that could have got us in the lead. But it was a close game. Back to the drawing board. Yeah. Shadid, what's going on? Too much Lamb tonight. Where was Pickens in the playbook? Yeah. LT Ray, he said, y'all don't know that we went into the Super Bowl champs house and almost stole a game from them. That's what I just said. It's week 1. We have a lot of game to tighten up. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said before I read your comment. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles are good. The Eagles are good. And they're not the same team, but they beat the brakes off of the Kansas City Chiefs last year. Cowboys came in there and dueled with them. They did. Edward Frazier said, can't blame Dak. Exactly right. What's going on? A Star's born. What's going on? He said, not sure why Ferguson and Pickens wasn't involved more. Couple of bad calls at the end. Only one game. They'll learn from it. Go. Beat the Giants now. This was a good game for us. Absolutely great game for us. Kevin Howard, Dak played a good game. Yeah, he was great. Katharina Kiss, what's going on? LT Ray, he said, we looked hell a lot better this time. Oh, man, we looked great. We did. We looked great. Yahoo Cinecast, CD so worried about Glazing Micah, he dropped every clutch pass, shaking my head. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let me get these greetings in. I'm going to come back and read some of your comments. Good up. What's going on, Terry Tatum? Micah Tyree up in this thing. Deion Jefferson, the real estate vet. Good to see you. Again, Blue Star. D-Hawks in this thing. Ricky Sanchez, Rudolph Robinson, Dwayne, G. Jones. What's going on? Apostolos, what's going on with you? Think or Die. What's going on? Ron Jackson, a.k.a. Sir Knows. I recognize that avatar anywhere. What's going on with you? Lost in translation up in here. What's going on? Robert Paulson, good to see you. TME Greatness. All right, I got about 495 people in here. I will not be able to get to all of y'all. So everybody who is in the chat, Nisi, what's going on? Love's beautiful. What's going on? Justin Bradley up in here. I will not be able to get to everything. Big C to the key. What's going on? Good to see you up in here tonight, man. All right. Bam Bam Gaines up in here. What's going on? All right. Suge Midnight. Good to see y'all in here. Man, let's get to talking some Cowboys. I appreciate so many of y'all being in here. All right. We have a long night ahead of us. Let's get this thing popping. So let's run down through the box score. The Cowboys played a very good game. I mean, the Cowboys were literally going blow for blow. Blow for blow with these guys. Dak Prescott tonight, 21 of 34. I'll come to the Super Chats in just a moment, too. Dak Prescott, 21 of 34, 188 yards. Jalen Hurts, 19 of 23, 152 yards. Javonte Williams looked really good. I didn't understand why the Cowboys went away from him, but I guess they wanted to give Miles Sanders a shot. Jalen Hurts, the leading rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles, which is exactly what I feared. CeeDee Lamb was very good. Well, CeeDee Lamb was good in the passing game, but he dropped some, 7 for 110. He should have had 10 for $150 or more. Matter of fact, he probably would have went 10 for 200. But this George Pickens issue, this was a mistake. I think that Dak Prescott was so much more comfortable with CeeDee Lamb, he went to his security blanket. And he hadn't built, either he didn't get the look that he wanted, or he had not built the trust yet with George Pickens. There is no reason George Pickens should only have 3 receptions in this game for 30 yards. That was a major factor. Jake Ferguson. Dak Prescott got him involved. But I believe that Jake Ferguson missed some catchable balls too. Dak actually missed him on 1-2. Kevontae Turpin couldn't get as involved as we wanted him to. 2 for 18. But again, I want y'all to take all of what I'm saying with this in your mind. Philadelphia is good. Philadelphia is good, man. I don't think they're going to repeat good, but I think they're good, and I do think we beat them the second time around in Dallas. So I see a 1-1 split coming between us and Philly. But Philly is good. Cowboys are good too, though. We went toe-to-toe with them boys. Javonte Williams again, 2 for 10 in the passing game. Let me tell you something, man. I got to give it to Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams looked real good tonight. Javonte Williams looked really good tonight. Miles Sanders, for as good as he did, 4 for 53. 49-yard run. Longest, that run was longer than any run we had last year. Our longest run from scrimmage last year was 23 yards. That was by Dak Prescott. Miles Sanders broke out, but I'm going to tell you this. Seeing Miles Sanders tonight told me we need to cut Miles Sanders. Jaden Blue should have played tonight. If Jaden Blue breaks that same run, he don't get caught. Jaden Blue don't get caught. Bad. Dak Prescott, though, just overall field general, sideline general, looked incredible tonight. But somebody's got to explain to me why George Pickens only had 3 catches. The Cowboys, they got obliterated in the first half. Obliterated. Offense kept us in this thing, kept us close. Defense got obliterated in the first half. Came back in the second half and pretty much shut the Eagles out. But we got shut out too in the second half, if I'm not mistaken. The Eagles got 1 field goal. Got a field goal in the third quarter, but after that, it was a shutout. They shut us out. We kept them to 3. But overall, I mean, the Cowboys defense really dialed it up in the second half. They were able to they got 1 sack in the second half. Should have had 2. Vach Lombardi made a very good comment. I know he said it in jest, but I'm pretty sure he was for real. Trayvon Diggs had Jalen Hurts dead to right and didn't make the tackle. Did not make the tackle. We just had missed opportunities. Just missed opportunities. Okay, so let's kind of get down to brass taxes. I wonder how the delay also affected the teams. But I'm going to tell you, to me, the turning point of the game. The score is 20-21, I believe it is. The score is 20-21. The turning point in the game was the third quarter, right before the delay. Miles Sanders fumbling the ball. Actually, there were two crucial plays. If I'm not mistaken, there were two very crucial plays. And both of them kind of happened like back to back. So Miles Sanders runs the ball. Let me see if I can get the play-by-play on this. I want to talk about this particular instance. Because we get the ball, Miles Sanders breaks this long run. But then George Pickens comes back and gets some kind of crazy personal foul, grabbing someone by the head and twisting them around almost. And that pulled that ball, if I'm not mistaken, from inside to 10 to wherever it was. Or was this a different play? I'm trying to remember because I thought this sequence of events kind of happened around the same time. That Miles Sanders runs it down there. We're at the goal line almost. George Pickens commits a foul down there at the goal line. That moves us 15 yards out. Then there's the fumble. Then there's the fumble by Miles Sanders that then gets the Philadelphia Eagles the ball. That was really the turning point right there. Because the Cowboys, if the Cowboys go up 27-24 before the weather delay, I believe the Cowboys win. I believe the Cowboys win if they get that right there before that weather delay. They would have been up 27-24. They didn't score another point. They didn't score another point after 24 points. We would have went up 27-24. That was a turning point in the game. But then there's another turning point in the game is CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb had multiple turning points because CeeDee Lamb dropped two humongous passes. That both of those put us down there in scoring position. And that, actually he dropped three. He dropped three. Dak dropped a dime to him on the right side. Dak dropped another dime to him. I can't remember, maybe closer to the middle on a cross. And then Dak, the last pass he threw, even though he had to dive for it, that was a dime. That was a dime. Those are the kind of catches that you dream about right there. Stretched out. And he didn't even have to stretch all the way out. Stretch out, catch it, secure it, hit the ground. CeeDee Lamb killed us on those catches. I want to look at the team stats real quick. I want to go back to what I wrote today, and then I want to come and start reading some of your comments and see what we're going to get on DallasCowboys.com as we get further into this discussion. But I want to show you my takeaways from the day in case y'all forgot. So my takeaways from the day were very simple. So I talked about the day, Lamb and Pickens versus the secondary. So we missed on this. We absolutely missed on this. And where we missed on this, we could not find a way to take advantage of George Pickens. With that secondary they had out there, the Cowboys had to find a way to get Pickens. You would have thought Pickens wasn't out there. You would have thought Pickens was not out there. Dak Prescott kept going to his safety valve. CeeDee Lamb kept going back to him. Look at the second thing. Osa and Clark versus Dickens, Jurgens, and Steen, I think it was. This right here didn't quite work in the first half, so we'll give it half a sack. I mean, half a scratch. But that didn't work. That didn't quite work the way that it was supposed to. And this is how this is connected. So, Saquon Barkley, we succeeded. What did I say? Hold Saquon Barkley under 70 points. Cowboys did it. They held Saquon Barkley to not 70 points. They held him to under 70 yards. What more can you ask for? But this I knew would be the problem. Because we've seen other teams have this same problem. The problem with the doggone Philadelphia Eagles, it is so hard to stop Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley. Typically, if you stop Saquon Barkley, you can't stop Jalen Hurts. And Jalen Hurts got us exactly where I dreaded he would get us. I said we had to hold Jalen Hurts to 30 yards. We didn't do it. We didn't do it. We absolutely missed on it. Absolutely missed on it. Jalen Hurts, the difference was what he did in the running game. This man was 14 of 62, 4.4 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what did it. We held Saquon. Failed with Jalen Hurts. We couldn't stop him. And I would say we couldn't stop him in the first half. We just couldn't stop him. When it counted, he extended drives, even in the second half. Last drive of the game, he extended the drive. The game was over. What was the next thing I said we had to do? I said we had to make Jalen Hurts throw the ball 30 plus times. Look at how many times he threw it. He was 19 of 23. So far on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things, we only succeeded at one. That was Saquon Barkley. Dak Prescott. I said Dak Prescott, the magic number was somewhere between 23 and 27. How many passes did he throw? 34. And the reason why Dak Prescott only was 21 of 34 and 188 yards, there is probably about 100 more yards out there laying at the Philadelphia field. There's about 100 more yards laying out there. CeeDee Lamb dropped some absolutely big time plays. The kind that you dream of, he dropped them. Which made Dak Prescott have to do additional things. You think about the Miles Sanders fumble, made Dak Prescott have to throw it additional times. CeeDee Lamb dropping them, made Dak Prescott have to throw additional times. That's why he's 21 of 34 for 188. There's something else I talked about today. Jake Ferguson in the seams. I'm going to give us a half a fail there. We did get a pass interference in the end zone. Dak Prescott dropped an absolute dime on Jake Ferguson. Should have caught it. Got the pass interference on it, but should have caught it. Dak did miss him one time when he threw it behind him a little bit. Dak could have got it over there, been a touchdown. But nevertheless, we didn't succeed with Jake Ferguson. We didn't succeed with Jake Ferguson in the seam. And this one right here, y'all remember what I said? Kevontae Turpin against everybody. Y'all remember when I said that? The Philadelphia Eagles. I posted it tonight on X. This doggone punter for the Philadelphia Eagles just kicked perfect punts out of bounds to the sideline. Nullified this man. Nullified him on punt returns. Nullified him. Kick returns. Nullified him. Good coverage. Nullified him. And the other place where they eliminated Kevontae Turpin. Let's look at him again in the passing game. Kevontae Turpin tonight, 2 of 18. 2 of 18. Kevontae Turpin. They tried to get him involved. Didn't work. And the other thing, Jalen Tolbert, I didn't even mention him. Jalen Tolbert, he was pretty invisible. And I think one of the reasons why he was invisible is that they had Jalen Tolbert out there quite a bit in that third wide receiver spot. So this is where the Cowboys were offensively. And again, defensively, I really want to go back and look at the All-22. I want to look and see how many snaps did Kenny Clark play. Kenny Clark, 2 tackles, 3 assists. But they didn't get nowhere near the push that I thought they would have got, especially with Jalen Carter out of the game. But overall, like I said, in the second half, I just think the defense is going to need a little bit more time to warm up. The defense played extremely well in the second half, I'll say. So I'm not going to beat them up. They did pretty good in the second half. They're going to have to do a little bit something more about getting a pass rush. They'll have to do a little bit more about that. But again, overall, these are the things that I was afraid of, and they were the very things they failed. Didn't get Pickens nowhere near as involved as we thought. I'm not sure how much Olsen and Clark played, but it didn't play out the way that I was hoping. Saquon Barkley, we did that, but Jalen Hurts gutted us. Absolutely gutted us. Dak, 22, I thought 23-27. 23-27 passes didn't work. Kevontae Turpin was a non-factor. All right, let me come to the super chats, and then I want to come to the comments. Bruce S. Not Wayne. He said, I don't like our receivers wearing gloves like all do now. Yeah. But man, those gloves are supposed to be like stickers. I don't understand how they were dropping them. Star Guardian X, he said need to clean some things up. But overall, to see where we match up, I'm not upset, G. Yeah, I liked it too. I thought we matched up really well. Next time we see him, we beat him. T-Rev 757 says, Sanders and Lambs equals why we lost. Yep. Both of them made crucial. And I've said before, turnovers don't necessarily kill you. It's where you make the turnovers that kill you. That's what kills you. It's where you make them. And it was where they made them. The time in the game when they made them was just back. The one turnover was backbreaking. Deion Jefferson said we needed to play first team in the preseason. Deion Jefferson. I think we're going to see this from quite a few teams. That it's going to be their first time playing, their first time offense and defense. They're going to go up against a team that's probably a little bit more ready than they are, and they're going to get beat. And that's what happened to us. Greg Rodriguez, he said the fumble was the game changer. Yeah, I think it was too. I think it was the huge momentum changer. Imagine the difference in momentum and play calling if we would have had the lead coming out of half and getting the 3 and out. Okay, so I'm that's what I'm trying to recollect. I thought the fumble was the third quarter. I thought that was then. I thought it was right before the delay. I could be wrong, but I thought it was right before the delay. But either way, it was a game changer. It really did change the momentum. Nebraska Huskers, appreciate that super chat. Nebraska Huskers, he said, here we go again, almost since 1995. You guys are all the almost champions every year. It's a long season, Nebraska. It's a long season. We got 16 more to go. We'll see what happens, Nebraska, but man, yeah. Now this one right here in Nebraska, boy, this was a tough one because it was definitely one of them almost had it things. Alex, appreciate that 1999 super chat. Yeah. Alex said Dak played a great game, almost perfect. He said if Sanders didn't fumble in the 8-yard line and CD caught those two first down passes that landed right in his hands, we could have won. But everyone said we were going to get blown out. Yep. Lost in translation. Dak has had a bad habit of trying to feed CD when he is cold. He forgot he had Pickens. Why did we pick him up if we aren't going to use him? Now, lost in translation. Now, this to me is where Brian Schottenheimer and Dak Prescott have got to get better. They have to get better in this. It is Brian Schottenheimer's responsibility. He must be able. There has to be somebody that's looking at the tablet saying, where was Pickens in the last drive? Surely you can go look at him and see where is he on the field in certain formations so that you could see if there was a chance you could have came back to him. Brian Schottenheimer has got to do better in that department. Those plays are designed, when you run those plays are typically designed to go to your primary receiver. First read, second read, third read. All of those plays look like CeeDee Lamb was the first read. They all look like CD was the first read. It was like Dak was actually looking for CeeDee Lamb. And so this is where Brian is going to have to work more on this Dak Prescott, George Pickens connection, because from what we were told, this thing was going to be fantastic tonight. Didn't materialize. Did not materialize. Junior said, even if we would have kicked the field goal before the fumble, I think we would have won. But overall, there was a lot of positive. Lack of preseason plays shows. Yeah, I agree with you, especially defensively. The defense, it took them a half to jail. And this is the issue with this, the way the league does this stuff now. Can't have a lot of padded practices. That affects how things goes. Can't have padded practices. You can only have so many. Then they shortened the preseason to 3 games. Then you get a lot of teams don't want to play their players in the preseason. So the first time they're playing together is the first game. So in essence, the first 2 to 3 games is their preseason game. It is their preseason game. So this is the way of the league. And again, man, the Cowboys, I think Fangio and Matt Eberflus both did a really good job in the second half. They both turned it up. And so they both started getting pressure on the quarterback. And the thing about us is they were putting that pressure right in Dak Prescott's lap. Right in Dak Prescott's lap. It was absolutely crazy. But again, I think we had multiple opportunities to win. Greg Rodriguez said if Agent G was there tonight, Jalen is held on the 30 yards. Yeah, I was really thinking in my mind tonight. I was like, man, when this dude DeMario Overshawn get back, we're going to be really good. Linwood Riddick, appreciate that $10 super chat. Linwood. Man, CD, he says, CD, my dude, but he better not drop another pass this year. Boy, he dropped some. Whew. Boy, he dropped some bad ones, man. He absolutely dropped some bad ones, man. Whew. He dropped the kind that'll make you lose sleep at night. So, Bruce, appreciate that $100 super chat. Yes, sir. So, Bruce said, hey, big shout out from a Cowboys fan in Argentina. He said, I love what I saw from Dak Prescott. And the O-line really impressed me. Also would have loved to have seen Dak target Pickens more. Man, you know what? Zach Bruce, shout out again for that $100 super chat. Shout out to Argentina. Man, hey, let me tell you something. Offensive line played extremely well. Extremely well. Not to mention Jalen Carter not being in there helped out. Played extremely well. And I told you that if they could keep them blocked in the middle, Dak Prescott don't sweat outside pressure. He'll just step up in the pocket and he'll make his throws. Pretty much what he did tonight. So, O-line looked really good. O-line looked pretty good. I thought Guyton held his own. I thought Steele looked pretty good. They still need some gelling. But for the most part, they looked really, really good. Looked really, really good. Proud of the way we... And one thing I noticed too, I got to give Brian Schottenheimer credit. Brian Schottenheimer had our team ready. I got to give Brian Schottenheimer credit, man. Brian Schottenheimer had our team ready. They were ready. He had them prepared. I give it to him. They were ready. I mean, the moment didn't look too big for Brian. It really didn't. The team was ready. It was just mistakes that got him. That's what beat him. There's no other way to slice it. It was self-inflicted mistakes that beat him. So, man, I'm telling you, I just think they played really well. Hold on a second. I want to go over here to my NFL Pro. I hadn't opened it up. I hadn't opened it up in months. Let me read this super chat. Again, Zagruz, appreciate that $100. Family Fun 3132. What's going on? Make sure I give a standing ovation to Zagruz again, too. Family Fun said, Brother G, my favorite Cowboys analyst, appreciate you. He said, where were all the Dax critics when he made a touchdown-saving tackle? Hit that crickets button. Yes, sir. Man, let me tell you something. This dude, Dak Prescott, is an all-around good guy, super Family Fun. Dak Prescott was in demon mode tonight, man. Boy, when I tell you Dak Prescott was in demon mode, man, that mustache and the way, the beard, this dude was in demon mode. And then to see him spit, he didn't spit on Jalen. He spit down on the ground. He didn't spit on Jalen, he spit at the ground. And now it makes more sense. Dak spits on the ground, walks up on Jalen Carter. I mean, Dak was in demon mode tonight, y'all. Walks up on Jalen Carter. And Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. He didn't spit in his face. I think somebody said he spit in his face. He didn't spit in Dak Prescott's face. But he spit on Dak Prescott. He spit on Dak Prescott on his jersey. And boy, it was, man, it was like, at first you just thinking that this dude is just all around just a bad guy. This is what you're thinking about Jalen Carter. But then when you go back and check the doggone tape, this dude, Dak Prescott, is in demon mode. The look that Dak Prescott gave him when he spit on the ground towards him, I know he didn't try to spit on him, but when Dak spit on the ground near him, and then the way Dak looked at him, and then he screamed, I said, this dude, Dak is in demon mode, man. This dude, Dak, was in demon mode tonight. The plays of the game were made by Dak Prescott. That was one of the plays of the game. What more could you ask for going against the Philadelphia Eagles? Jalen Carter going out of the game. Man, please. Come on. Dak Prescott made that saving tackle on Quinshon Johnson, I think his name is. Or whatever his name is. He made a saving tackle on him. Dak Prescott balled tonight. He really did. He really did. And I appreciate everything that he did. Nisa said, how about our defense? That Matt Eber, Nolan Marinelli defense is sus. The saving grace was kneeling. Nisi. Guess who else played extremely well? That doggone Solomon Thomas. You would have thought Solomon Thomas was the one tech tonight. Solomon Thomas played his butt off tonight. Solomon Thomas balled tonight. He really did. Solomon Thomas looked extremely good. Man, I was really impressed with Solomon Thomas. All right, let me see here. I wanted to see if I could get the play-by-play up here. We'll give it some time to fold down, I think. Okay, let's see. I'm telling you, Solomon Thomas played extremely, extremely good. Extremely, extremely good. All right, let me sign in. Like I said, I hadn't signed into my NFL account all year. So let me sign in, see if I can get some play-by-play stuff going. Let's see. But yeah, I think Matt Eberflus is understanding that he's going to have to really, you know, he kind of knows what he has right now. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get it together. But overall, with everything that went on, the crazy thing is they still had an opportunity to win the game. My man Robert M. up in here, he said Mozzie was a healthy scratch. Yeah. Yep. But, you know, again, we got to understand something. The bar was really high with the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Philadelphia Eagles are literally the best. They're one of the best offensive lines in football. So I want us to really take I don't want to say with a grain of salt. Maybe we with 2 grains of salt. Maybe we with 2 grains of salt understand what we were actually going up against. I'm not making excuses. I just want to tell us the truth. The doggone Philadelphia Eagles are good. They are good. They are a good team. The big Rumbowski said it's not Pickens 3 catches, it's the lack of targets. Yeah, that's what we got to figure out. Why did they only throw it to him 3 times? It was crazy. Antoine Jones, what's going on? He said Jalen Hurts beat us with his legs. Yep. But again, that's where that kind of, when you get that inside pressure, I'm just telling you, it's really hard to say this stuff about when you're talking about a quarterback like Jalen Hurts. I want us to think about this. How many quarterbacks would have gotten away tonight the way Jalen Hurts did? Jalen Hurts is just that good when it comes to running the ball. He really is. He's that good. Jalen Hurts does this to everybody. You can stop Saquon Barkley, but it's hard to stop Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts. You find that this is where a lot of teams struggle. Can't stop both of them. Can't stop both of them. It's hard. Robert M., where was A.J. Brown tonight? That's another takeaway from tonight. The cornerback play I thought was really good. Even the play that Kyrie Elam got beat on, it was really good coverage. Just a really good throw. Really good throw. But overall, I thought the secondary played extremely well. Friday said, we got to send a message and cut Miles Sanders. Man, I'm telling you, I would probably cut Miles Sanders. That play would be too much for me. I would cut Miles Sanders. I'm Jaden Blue all the way from this point forward. Because if somebody said that Jaden Blue had a fumbling problem, well, Miles Sanders fumbled one in a crucial game that cost us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go with Jaden Blue. Because I can tell you this, I bet you if Jaden Blue gets in that open space like that, nobody's catching him. Nobody's catching him. Brandon Cup said no blame. Although if CD had caught those 2 on the last 2 drives, that was Aubrey with 6 points. But CD will explode now. We need more Pickens. Yeah, they got to figure out how to get Pickens in there. Rich Man 555. I actually love the adjustments the Cowboys made in the second half. I did. Hey, Neezy, I'm telling you, Vosh Lombardi said the same thing. He said he still don't want to tackle. Had him right in the backfield. Could have nailed Jalen Hurts and didn't do it. Didn't do it. Don't. But again, one of the places where I was really happy was I know people would have killed Dak Prescott if he'd have made mistakes tonight. Dak Prescott played extremely well. And again, people would have killed him. So I was glad that Dak Prescott played well. Gives us a lot to look forward to. Dak Prescott fell on the ground, very mobile tonight. Not necessarily running the ball, but very mobile tonight. Very encouraging because it's kind of like, okay, we see now that Dak can do some things, and Dak will be able to take some hits if need be. So he looked pretty good today. I shouldn't say pretty good. I thought Dak looked extremely good. Extremely good tonight. But again, the big thing tonight was the Cowboys' self-inflicted mistakes. Just self-inflicted. That's just what we saw tonight. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. All right, let me get a couple more. Anthony Beck, what's going on with you? He says CeeDee Lamb got to catch those passes. Yeah, I can't wait to hear him tonight. He's going to talk about it. All right, let's pull up an article over here from pull up an article over here from DallasCowboys.com. They're already kind of talking about it. They're talking about 5 costly drops. Let's look at those. All right. It says, while the Cowboys came up firing, scoring on all 4 possessions of the first half, they never scored in the second half and came up short. Philadelphia only scored 3 points in the second half. Became a defensive battle to the defending champions. Here are some plays that might be forgotten but could have changed the outcome. But hold on. Dak Prescott had some drop passes that absolutely stalled drives that Dak could have scored on. It says right here, injury allowed time for ejection. This game will be remembered for the Eagles losing their best defensive player before Sniggles Sapp was taken. But just why was there so much time? Well, that was because Philadelphia lost Ben Van Sumeren to a knee injury on the opening kickoff. Yeah, he gone. Him being on the field is why the Eagles and Cowboys were joined at the line of scrimmage, leading to Carter spit on Dak Prescott's jersey. Without that injury, the ball gets spotted, the 2 sides likely go to their respective huddles, and the game begins as usual. Now the Eagles still managed to win, but the loss of Carter certainly affected the middle of Philly's defense and allowed the Cowboys to have success, at least in the first half. Yeah. And I'm telling you, Brian Schottenheimer kind of took away some of that momentum from the Cowboys too. I think after the long Miles Sanders run, I was actually surprised he put Miles Sanders back in down there towards the goal line. And the reason why I was surprised is because I didn't realize that Miles Sanders, at least looking at him today, maybe something's wrong with my vision. I didn't realize he was a smaller back like that. Maybe it's just that that Javonte looks just so much bigger, but he looked like a very small back, and I was kind of like, why have him down there at the goal line? Pyro Cookies, appreciate that super chat. He said Dak balled out. Next game, Pickens going off. I think so too. I think they're going to make a point to get George Pickens the ball in the next one. Okay, let's look at the plays that we need to remember. It says Hurts scramble leads to a second TD. It says on the Eagles' second drive, Philadelphia faced a 3rd and 5, and it appeared Jalen Hurts would be sacked in the pocket. Instead, he eluded about 3 defenders and scrambled his way for a 16-yard gain to the 10. That not only kept the drive alive, but Hurts scored on an 8-yard run 2 plays later to tie the game. Hurts hurt us. Pun intended. First drop by Lamb stalls the drive. This one wasn't as crucial as some of the second half misses, but a second quarter drop by CeeDee Lamb turned out to be big. He couldn't come up with a slant on a second down. Oh man, I didn't even understand that one. That slant in the second half. The second quarter. It was right in his hands. It was right in his hands. Dropped it. I thought that maybe Dak threw it too hard. But then when I looked at the replay, right in his hands. He said he couldn't come up with a slant on second down. And the Cowboys ended up kicking a field goal. It was the first time either team didn't score a touchdown. And as a matter of fact, when they kicked that field goal, I said, uh-oh. Because the way that it was going, and I'd even told my wife in the first half, I said, the way this game is going, the first team that makes a turnover loses. I said it to my wife. I said, the first team that commits a turnover loses. Loses. It said it was the first time that either team didn't score a touchdown. And in a game that ended with a 4-point loss, That might have been one of the biggest drops of the night. Facts. Next one. It says deep ball to Dotson. The Dallas defense, leading 17-14 late in the first half, had a chance to get out the field on a 3rd and 6. But Hurts heaved a bomb to Jahan Dotson for 52 yards down the middle of the field. Yep, he beat Kyrie Elam. Now, let me tell you something about those plays. The Eagles were very clever in how they did this. What they did is that they figured out a way to isolate. They isolated him, Kyrie Elam, on Dotson. Let me tell you something. It is one thing when a receiver runs a go route. A cornerback can cover a go route. When my son used to play cornerback, and this is, we used to work on this kind of stuff. The go routes are actually easy to cover because when a wide receiver runs a go route, you can kind of get you a little jam if you want it. And then you can just run in phase with him. You can run in phase, and especially if you're a faster cornerback, you can kind of run in phase. And then as you see his head turn around or his eyes get big, then as you're running in phase, kind of keeping in touch with him, you can kind of turn around and maybe you can jump up, or you can put your hand in his face. You can put your hand right there in the pocket, in the box where the ball is going to be caught. All kinds of things you can do on a go route. The hard part of those post routes. It's hard to cover a wide receiver 101, and if he gets you on that inside move and he's running towards the post, how do you stop it? The only way you stop a post route is you have to have tremendous speed. I mean tremendous recovery speed, because on those post routes, you have to actually, because you're running at a slant, you got to get fast enough to where you can almost pass this receiver and find a way. Maybe you either get over the top of him or you cut underneath him with your speed. You cut underneath him with your speed, and then you jump up and catch it. But it is hard. They are hard to defend. I'm telling us, they're hard to defend. And so Kyrie Elam on that play, it was a cleverly designed play. It was a very cleverly designed play. And cornerbacks, it is what it is. All of us should understand this. You're going to get beat if you play cornerback. Book it. You're going to get beat if you play cornerback. The concern is not you necessarily getting beat. It's how many times do you get beat? That's what the concern is. How many times do you get beat, and how do you get beat? I wasn't really tripping on that play by Dotson. It was just a very good design play and a great route by Dotson. When he got that inside, I knew it. I said, man. That is hard to defend. He beat Kyrie Elam on that play. And instead of the Cowboys getting the ball back to try and close out the half, the Eagles kept possession and took their first lead with a Saquon Barkley touchdown run. Yep. That was a tough one. That was a tough one. Let me get this next super chat. April Showers, 17,000 and growing. G is Facts Whisperer. Appreciate you, April Showers. That was a tough route to cover. Yeah, appreciate you. Hey, man, y'all the reason why I'm growing. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all keep sharing this content. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure if you see that HYPE button in the comments, make sure you click that also. Anthony Beck, he says, on a go route, the cornerback can literally run the route with the wide receiver. Yeah. Appreciate that $4.99 super chat. See, those are easy. When that wide receiver run a go route, it's easy. But that post route, whew, man, let me tell you, the recovery you have to make on a post route and the speed it requires to stop that, man, a lot of times the best thing you can do is you try to make the tackle, or when you see that ball drop in that box, you try to stick your hand in there and yank it out. But that's a tough one. So I wasn't tripping on that one. It was a very good play design. Got him out there, looked like isolated, and at least he made the tackle. But yeah, that was a tough one. Says right here, midway through the third quarter. Okay, I thought this is where this happened. It was right before, and it was a crazy chain of events. Right before that rain delay, right there in the third quarter, it said midway in the third quarter, the Cowboys were driving for the lead when Miles Sanders broke off a 49-yard run down the left sideline. But the running back was run down from behind by... Now, this is the part that frustrates you. When a running back is ran down by a linebacker. A cornerback, I can understand. A linebacker, not a running back. He was ran down by a linebacker, Zach Bond, at the 11-yard line. It says Sanders appeared to be in the clear, but he couldn't get to the end zone. After a couple of personal foul penalties on both teams, the ball was back at the 12. Okay, so there was 2 penalties. Back to the 12. Sanders got the ball again, but he fumbled on first down, coughing up a chance to take the lead. That, to me, was the momentum changer. That was a momentum changer. And what really made it bad, it was right before the weather delay. That was bad. That was bad. That one was tough. Because even if you get 3 points right there, the game is 24-23. That one was tough. And we already know Brandon Aubrey is good enough to get us in field goal range. That one was tough. Then it says Lamb's second drop over the middle. It says on the first play of the fourth quarter, on a 3rd down and 10 in midfield, Prescott found Lamb over the middle, but the star receiver dropped the ball, which ricocheted off his helmet for an incomplete pass. Although Lamb had the distance for a first down, the drop led to the Cowboys' first punt of the game and wasted another chance to score in the second half. And we are very lucky because a couple of these passes that were tipped by CeeDee Lamb could have been interceptions. Absolutely could have been interceptions. Thankfully, that didn't happen. And so that was the tale of the tape. That was the tale of the tape. And again, can't blame Dak Prescott. I don't know any other way to slice it on it. You can't blame Dak Prescott. Nasty work, though. Nasty work. And this is another one of those instances that kind of bother you somewhat. And the reason why it bothers you is I've talked about this before. It bothers you because this is kind of the story of Dak Prescott. A lot of us don't realize this. If we are being honest, this is the story of Dak Prescott. It's heartbreaking. I'm just telling us. It's heartbreaking to think about it, but it is the truth. This is the story of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott gets the blame for big games. People say Dak Prescott can't win the big games. People say he can't beat the teams with winning records. People say he chokes in the playoffs. Well, how do you blame Dak Prescott? Somebody explain this to me tonight. How do you blame this on Dak Prescott? Somebody will look later on down the road. They won't even use the context of this game. They'll only say Dak Prescott didn't beat the good teams. They'll never tell you Miles Sanders fumbled the ball midway through the third quarter. They'll never talk about 3 massive drops by CeeDee Lamb. They won't talk about the way the defense played in the first half. They won't talk about any of that. They'll just tell you that Dak Prescott chokes in big moments. I'm just telling us. This is the story of Dak Prescott. This is the story of Dak Prescott. And I'm hoping that Matt Eberflus and Brian Schottenheimer and Jerry Jones can really get this thing going. We them boys, appreciate that super chat. He said Williams should have had that ball instead of Sanders. We them boys. I don't understand that when they got down near the goal line, why didn't they put Javonte Williams back in? This running back by committee stuff, it never works right. I just don't think it works right. And I think that when you spell running backs, you got to really pick and choose when you do that stuff. But again, family, this is the story of Dak Prescott. This is it. And once again, I'm not going to say it's going to be like this the whole season. But the Cowboys still got work to do. Because right now, this team is going to be predicated upon what Ford does. It's all going to be on, and I'm not saying all on him, but the buck is going to stop with him. And I'll tell you this, Dak's leadership tonight was so on point. Dak's leadership today was so on point. Dak Prescott was a field general. He was a field general. He absolutely was. Not only was he a field general, he was a sideline general. Not only was he a sideline general, I mean, Dak Prescott just kept everybody in the game, I mean, Dak down to the last moment of the game. Dak Prescott was on the sideline, ready to go. Ready to go. Dak Prescott really, really thought that he had an opportunity, or he wanted this team to understand, guys, we might get this thing back. We're going to still have an opportunity. I'm telling this, man, Dak Prescott was great tonight. I'm just praying, and we're going to make sure we're going to be praying for the Cowboys and praying for Dak Prescott every single game this season on this channel. Because I'm telling you, man, as long as this guy is healthy, we always got a chance to win. Nisi said was ran down by a fat linebacker. Nisi, you not supposed to get, man. Boy, when I was playing, boy, you better not get ran down by no linebacker as a doggone running back. Shoo. Now, when I was playing, your butt is on the bench. You not getting run down. I promise you not getting run down by no running back. Not when I played. Man, if a running back got ran down by a running back, boy, everybody made fun of you. Everybody made fun of you. Still got ran down by a linebacker. Whew. Tough. And the Cowboys are just, I mean, guys, I'm just telling us. This is the very game, though, I'm so glad we played this game. Because I can tell you this, it is not doom and gloom for me. This team looked good, man. Offensive line, I give them a B. Wide receiving core, I'm going to give them a B-. I'm going to give the wide receiving core a B- because this didn't quite materialize the way that we thought it should have. I thought George Pickens was going to do a lot more. And I don't think it's his fault that he didn't do a lot more. But I'm going to give him a B- because they didn't target George Pickens. The running game, I'm going to give it a B-. Simply because they should have kept running Javonte Williams the whole night. The defense, F in the first half, I'm going to give him an A- in the second half. And simply because they blanked them. 3 points, that was it. What more can you ask for? The only thing we had to do was not fumble the ball and make some receptions, and the game is probably over. The game is probably over. But those mistakes, they cost us. They cost us. Let me read some more of these. Apostolo. I'm sorry, Apostolos. I can't help but laugh, my brother. Apostles, I can't help but laugh, bro. Because I know exactly what you, boy, I know exactly what you feeling right there, boy. Boy, I know exactly what you feeling. Boy. Mike B said, a linebacker, I run your running back. Boy, hey, man, it is, boy, that's pitiful. Boy, I'm telling you, I feel your pain, boy. I feel you. I feel your pain. Mike B said, linebacker, outrun the running back. He said, outrun the running back, tell you a lot about the personnel of this team. Mike B. Now, let me tell you what it does tell us. We already got a running back that wouldn't have happened to, and his name is Jaden Blue. Let me tell you what's going on with these Cowboys as I keep reading these comments. Let me tell you what's going on with this doggone team, and they're going to have to go ahead and face the music. Javonte Williams, Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue. What have I been saying since we got Jaden Blue? Jaden Blue needs to be your change-up running back. Jaden Blue needs to be that running back you bring in for Miles Sanders. Because if Jaden Blue, you bring in to spell Javonte Williams. Because if Jaden Blue makes that same break, nobody's catching him. Not even the referee. The camera going to have a hard time staying up with Jaden Blue. Jaden Blue, nobody catches him. Nobody. He'll barely catch his breath. He's that fast. Nobody catches Jaden Blue. There is no reason that Jaden Blue should have been a healthy scratch. Unless there's something I don't know. But there is no reason. And I said tonight, Miles Sanders obviously had an axe to grind with the Eagles. If he want to grind it, let him grind it. And they let him grind it, and he wet the bed. No more. No more. My man, Madman, he said, Mike B, Dallas D-controlled. Okay, he's talking to somebody else, but he said, Dallas D-controlled the fourth quarter. Dallas offense couldn't finish. I predicted 27-24 Dallas. I would have been right if CD caught these 3 catches, LOL. Yep. Yeah. But Apostolos, boy, you got me laughing up in here, man, because, boy, Apostolo said we might need to check them offshore accounts, man. Apostolo said, I don't know, man. He said Sanders' play was a head scratcher. He got paid. He said he got paid. Man, whew. Man. Q-Town dude, don't know why. Blue was a healthy scratch. Healthy scratch. C-Base, my man, he said, fire Sanders, that's a felony offense. You don't do that. Man, let me read these and then we'll go to these super chats. Lisa said, and here I thought Hunter was going to... Lisa said, here I thought Hunter Lippy was going to fumble in the red zone. Boy, Richard Villegas, he said he wasn't fast enough for that linebacker to run it in the end zone. Shameful, man. Shameful. It is. Mills 36 up in this thing. What's going on? He said, how about Donovan getting held all night? Mills 36. They held Donovan Ezeraku. They held Donovan Ezeraku so bad that the announcer actually said that it was a hold. He thought it was a hold. He thought the flag had been thrown. It was that blatant. Man, it was some bad calls against the Cowboys in that game. I'll tell you another bad call in that game. I don't think they got that first down on that first tush push. Now, that second one, they got it. The first one, they did not get that one. I don't think they got it. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I don't think they got it. I don't. Mills 36 said, I'm surprised Guyton actually looked good tonight. He did. Guyton looked good. Terrence still held his own too. Zagruz, another $100 super chat. Appreciate you. Zagruz, he said, people are always, he says people are always blaming Dak for not winning the big games. But let's be real. A quarterback can't do it all by himself. Still, I get the hate too. He's the highest paid, so the pressure's always going to be there. Amen. I appreciate that super chat, Z. Man, let me tell you something, man. I got to give it to Dak Prescott tonight. This was the calmest in a high-pressure moment. Dak looked so calm tonight. He really did. I mean, it was like Dak was like, he was ready. The moment was not too big for Dak Prescott. It was not too big. And so Dak Prescott, man, I was really like, this dude, man. Dak Prescott looked really, really good tonight. He didn't look like the moment was nothing to him. Dak Prescott was like, nah, I got this. Dak was like, no, I absolutely got this. And so I love it. I absolutely loved how Dak Prescott looked. Loved how Dak Prescott looked. So I'm telling this man, this dude, Dak, he held his own tonight. Dak held his own tonight. All right, let's keep going here. It looks like some of the interviews and stuff are starting to pop up. They should be popping up any moment on over here on DallasCowboys.com. But man, I'm telling you, it was boy. He can't catch it himself. That's all I can tell us. All right, let's see what we got going on with DallasCowboys.com. See if we got some of these things coming up. I'm pretty sure Schottenheimer is going to give his thing tonight. I see over here on X, Dak Prescott has already given his interview. They just hadn't posted it yet. Make sure you're over here on DallasCowboys.com. Very interested to hear Dak Prescott speak tonight. Knowing Dak Prescott, though, you know, I'm pretty sure he's knowing Dak Prescott, I'm pretty sure that he's, you know, Dak Prescott he's just cool as the other side of the pillow. All right, let's see here. CD Lamb candid about the drops. All right, so it's obvious that these things are coming up. Let's read what CD Lamb said tonight, and then we'll catch this. We'll catch the video tonight too. It's Cowboys After Dark. We're gonna go ahead and get it all in tonight. It says, they are who the Dallas Cowboys thought. People, you can't make this stuff up. It's funny, man. It said, they were who the Dallas Cowboys thought they were. In the everlasting words of former head coach Dennis Green, their primetime bout against the Philadelphia Eagles saw Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb leading a scorching hot offense in the first half before things cooled, or rather went ice cold in the second half of the narrow 24-20 loss. But when you think about Dak Prescott, I don't really know if I can say that it really went cold. I don't know if I can really say it really went cold. It was the drop passes. They just drop passes, the stall drives. Fumble, stall drives, stall the drive. I mean, this is Dak. Dak now has 14 quarters with no turnovers against the Eagles. It says there were several reasons for the inability to define the end zone or to put up any points over the course of the final 2 quarters of the outing, but the headline will revolve around the duplicity of Lamb in Philadelphia. The All-Pro was unstoppable in the first half, but suffered a total of 4 drops in the game, 2 of which came on the potential game-winning drive, and to his credit, he's not ducking any heat from the latter. He said, man, that was terrible. He said the record-setting All-Pro receiver. He said, I can't point fingers at anybody else. I take full accountability and everything else that comes with that. As a player, I've prayed for moments like that. I said it. That last one, when he stretched out, man, you dream of those. Boy, let me tell you something. Them stretch out throws, man. Boy, them the kind of throws that'll make you legend. I mean, the kind of catches that'll make you legendary there. He said that was terrible. He said, I take full accountability. He said, as a player, I've prayed for moments like that and for the ball to come my way. To not come up with it stings a little bit. On paper, Lamb had a fantastic game, 110 yards and 7 catches. Those numbers came on 13 targets. However, and the drops provided critical to the outcome of the battle. He says, but when he's proven at this position to this point in his career, there's no reason for the Cowboys to believe that Lamb will do anything but sit with this disappointed and use it to fuel what happens next. Yeah, we're not worried about Lamb, but boy, this would hurt. It said, don't worry about CeeDee Lamb, said Coach Brian Schottenheimer in his first game as offensive play caller for the Cowboys. Had the unit humming like a well-oiled machine for much of the game. CeeDee's going to be fine. What a great player. This was a team defeat, and we own that. Yeah. We understand we can go where we can go on as a football team. This is why I like the fact that they played the Eagles. He said, we understand. I love the competition. I thought guys competed their butts off. I thought that was great, but we're all about winning, and we didn't win tonight, and therefore it is not good enough. Prescott also didn't feel the need to pull the number one receiver to the side for a long dialogue of any sort, especially seeing how hard he's already being on himself. He said, there wasn't a big, long talk we need to have, Prescott said. He took ownership and accountability. He shut me up in the same sense of taking accountability. It wasn't just those plays. There were throws I want back, but it's game one, and he's the guy who's going to make those plays. We're not going to get down on him or lose confidence in him by any means. He will make those plays in the future. It says to that point, Lamb himself sounded as if he was equal parts disappointed and seething, seeing opportunities to break the game open when it mattered most, literally slipped through his fingers on more than one occasion. It says, I will tell you that if I think I'm not coming back 80 times harder than this, you've got another thing coming, the 4-time Pro Bowler said. God has a mysterious way of humbling folks, and I did come in with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Lesson well learned. I deserved everything that comes with it. The drops down the stretch really hurt me a lot because I prayed for those types of things. But again, it's game one. I'll be back. I just hope everybody else is ready. Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. We them boys appreciate that $2 super chat. Yeah, we them boys. He said mature Dak this year, his 10th year in the league. Yeah, he not sweating it. We get to come home next week. We'll be at AT&T Stadium. The Giants will give us a very good game. Giants got a very good defensive line, but I do think the Cowboys should be able to handle up on the Giants as we get ready for the Chicago Bears and then the Green Bay Packers. But again, hey man, that was tough. That was absolutely tough. Like I said, especially, when you're somebody like CeeDee Lamb, boy, you live for those moments. Whoo, man, you live for those moments. Boy, them the kind of moments, man, and I think sometimes you have to be careful. Those are the kinds of moments that it's such a big moment, and you're the man that, you're the one that's for that moment. Those are the kind of moments that you're dreaming of because you've already got the celebration in your mind. You've already got the celebration you're going to, you already know how you're going to celebrate. And so when you drop those kind, man, that's tough. That's tough. Buddha said the Dallas needs linebackers. I thought the linebackers looked pretty good. I do think the Cowboys need to probably look at giving Maurice Leal-Fowl some more time, though. I really do. I really think they need to start thinking about giving him more time. And I would even try to work Shamar James in. I try to work Shamar James in, too. Michelle Pyatt said this is on CD. Miles Larry said 2 cracks at it. Lamb got to catch something. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, Madman said CD real. She said CD all the reason why we lost. Extra P said because the Cowboys are not good, we tried to give you the game, and you didn't want it after all of the penalties and the objection. Man. No turnovers tonight for the Cowboys, which I'm a little bit surprised. The real Daryl, we're sending Miles home after that fumble. I'm firing. I'm cutting Miles Sanders. I'm just being for real. I'm cutting him. I'm cutting him straight up. I love Gabe. And he said Lamb. He didn't call him CD. He called him Sheedy Lambs. Sheedy Lamb. I got you. Justin said, how are you a top paid receiving? The ball hits you in the face, bro. Come on. Woo, that was tough, man. That was tough. Bay says, Sanders, CD, Ferg, all let us down, just like the defense. And the defense, man, the defense didn't play well in the beginning, but they came back in the end. But tough, man. Tough. That's all I can tell you. Jay Mars, appreciate that super chat. Jay Mars said, thank you for all your hard work. You carried us through all season till tonight. Great channel. But man, after all the diagnoses all year long, we've been right. We are better. But we missed chances tonight. Yeah. Gene, we are better. Yeah, we look good, man. I think we look good in a lot of spots. We just got to clean up a little something. But I think we'll be good. I think we'll beat them the next time. Around. Yeah, I love gaming. Said Dakota played well. Mike B, not playing in the preseason hurt CD. I agree. It might have hurt him. It might have hurt him not playing in the not getting some of those live bullets. Extra P. Dak Prescott's won 2 postseason games. We'll see what happens this year. Let the man finish his career. We'll be good. Chanel said, use zone a man on post coverage techniques. Yeah. Focusing on understanding the receiver stem and break, taking proper angles to stay on the upfield shoulder or hip, and leveraging safety and linebacker 2 bracket. Yeah. Chanel, I thought it was a great play design too. I really did. I thought it was a great play design of how they wound up getting Elam, got him out there 1-on-1. And again, boy, when you get a wide receiver running a post route, that's tough. You 1-on-1 on a post route, tough. Michelle said, overall, I give the team a 7 out of 10. Yeah, but defense finally stepped up and stopped both Hurts and Barkley. Dak looks good. He was putting the ball where it should be for CD. Now we just got to get him to get Pickens in this game. Joe Cap, I firmly believe we got something this year. We got to figure out how to get it to George Pickens. We just got to get him. Once we figure out how to get Pickens into the game, it's going to open up the rest of our game. What pigeonholed us tonight, we didn't figure out how to get Pickens into the game. We didn't. We didn't get him in the situation, and let's give Vic Fangio some credit. I think a part of that was also Vic Fangio didn't allow us to get George Pickens in situations to where Dak Prescott could really get him those jump balls. He didn't let him get him to that point. And man, I'm gonna tell you something I've learned about George Pickens though. George Pickens got some hands on him. George Pickens got some very sticky hands, man. The Cowboys need to really consider, don't just use this dude and don't just use him as your deep threat. George Pickens can do a lot more than that. And tonight, I know he was frustrated. And I don't blame him for being frustrated. George Pickens feels like he's playing for a contract right now. He feels like he's playing for a contract. And George Pickens doesn't want the Cowboys to some kind of way limit him to like 50 receptions, 700 or 800 yards, and then they're going to come, he would probably feel like they would probably come negotiating, trying to lowball him. I want him to do as much as he can for us, even though I know it's going to translate into him wanting a big contract. But as long as he helps us win, man, I don't care. Way better than we're way better though. I'm hoping that we got to get this dude in the game so we can make sure that we keep him and pay him. But yeah, I don't want us to be inadvertently sabotaging. Yeah, Chanel, that's why I said I want to look at the all-22. I told my son the same thing. I told my son tonight they ran bracket on Pickens. I thought they did too. Because I thought they kept the safety over the top and the cornerback underneath. So they left a very small window for him. So again, this tells us Brian Schottenheimer's got to go back to the drawing board And now he's going to have to start putting this dude Pickens in motion. He's going to have to move him around. He's got to do something because you can't allow teams to bracket a player like George Pickens. You got to get opportunities to where you can get this dude open down the field. And I'm telling you, that's where we failed tonight. That was where we failed tonight. We did not get George Pickens involved in the game. All right, let's watch a video real quick as we kind of waiting for Brian Schottenheimer's interview to come up, waiting on Dak Prescott's interview to come up. Matty Dubs has dropped a video about the Dallas Cowboys. Let's see what he's talking about.
Then at least I thought coming into the season, they did a great job. I know there was no Jalen Carter, but they were a few CeeDee Lamb drops away from winning this football game potentially. Again, nothing is set in stone. They do end up losing this game, and CeeDee dropped this ball right here, which ultimately would have put them within the 30-yard line to probably the 20-yard line, potentially to win this football game. They ultimately lose, and it's a tough one, man. They had a lot of drops. CeeDee dropped three balls in this game. Things are going to get better. What I loved, and we're going to break it down more tomorrow, is I thought the defensive line in the run game in the second half really looked better.
They did.
Marshawn Nealand, Sam Williams, James Houston, these guys looked really, Kenny Clark. I thought they had a lot of potential, showed a lot of good things. We're going to break down the film in this game. I want to show you why they actually are a lot better than we think, and even though they lost this game, I think the future is bright here this season, not in the future, right now. I think this is a big year for the Dallas Cowboys. Dak looked great, couple of great balls. Let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, and let's dive into some film from tonight. Another really good play here. We're going to be in a full slide to the left off the play action. Now, whenever you're in a full slide, it essentially means that you're going to have at least 1 to 2 guys on the man side. Again, we're zoning to or sliding to the left. We're manning up to the right. You usually use tight ends, or off the play action, your running back can come help out on that man side as well. Essentially, we have 2 guys running initial routes. It's going to be CeeDee Lamb running this corner route, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to show you the other
this
angle,
was a
but
dime by
action,
Dak Prescott.
Great job by your tight end, setting the edge and not allowing any pressure to initially come to Dak Prescott off the edge. Now, stays confident in the pocket, gets the ball off just in time.
This was a dime.
Basically gets to like the 1-yard line. Now, I wanted to show you the other angle of this thing because it is a beauty of a route here by CeeDee Lamb. Now, again, we're going to see him act like he's going to the inside, and you're going to see him use that head fake, okay? Once he hits the top of the route, head fake, boom, plant that foot into the ground, get our DB to kind of overcommit upwards as we break out. Beautiful, beautiful route by CeeDee, and this is why he is the #1. Okay, maybe that's going a little bit too far, but he's definitely in the top 3 wide receivers in football. He turns this guy completely around, right? Let's go. Okay, now let's get into the next play. I thought that was a good one. Let's keep going. Guess what? CeeDee Lamb once again. This time we're running a quick dig over the middle. We're going to get an out. We're going to get a clear out by George Pickens. Man, George Pickens really cleared out the middle of this field. Not only did he get his DB out, but he also took a safety with him for the majority of this game. He also had a...
There it is, Chanel. Yep. I told my son the same thing. I told him, I said, I think they were bracketing CeeDee Lamb. They were not letting not CeeDee Lamb. They were bracketing George Pickens. That's why the Cowboys were not able to hit him deep. But again, that is where Brian Schottenheimer is going to have to find a way to scheme him open. You gotta scheme him open. Yeah, Joe Cap, they missed them. I think they missed those calls on purpose. I definitely think they missed. CB said, breaking news, the Cowboys have left Sanders at Philly.
Couple of PIs drawn. I thought George Pickens played some amazing football in this game, even though the stat line early on didn't showcase it, right? But once again, the offensive line in this play with some pre-snap motion. Again, we're going to see it looks like man-to-man coverage, at least with Cooper DeJean out in motion. Now, offensive line is going to be in what we call a 5-man scat. They're sliding to the right, which means we got man-to-man to the left. Tomorrow, we're probably going to look more in depth at these offensive linemen, so stay tuned for that. But right here, do a really good job buying him time in the pocket. I mean, look how much time he has right here. This offensive line, I told you guys coming in, was going to be an X factor. We knew the weapons were going to be good, but could the offensive line consistently give Dak Prescott time in the pocket to throw the ball? The answer is yes, at least in this game. I thought they played relatively well. We find CD once again open, but what people don't realize on this play is watch Dak Prescott's head. He's going to turn right, okay? Now, again, when the All-22 coach film comes out, we're going to see how beautiful this is, but he moves these second-level linebackers. And again, I know it's really hard to tell here, guys, but, right, this guy, as well as Zach Bond, he's playing a little bit to the right side as well. You're going to see they move a little bit, opening up CD. And again, look at Zach Bond. He bit down on that fake from the eyes, found CD open over the middle, who makes plays after the catch. Dak Prescott looked different tonight. I'm telling you right now, keep an eye on Dak, man. He might be in for a big year. Another big-time play, a little bit of pre-snap motion here. We are actually going to be in a full slide to the left, essentially. But with that, we're going to pull our right guard over here. We're going to use our tight end blocking. We're going to fake the handoff, kind of bootleg out to the right initially with Dak Prescott. Another really good play here by them. As we get out, we recognize, all right, we don't really want to get out. We want to stay inside this pocket, at least for now, to let our guys get back in front of Nolan Smith. We see someone kind of penetrating up the middle here, so maybe we want to shift over to this left side of the offensive line. 60, we got a block and release, looks like, with Javonte Williams on the left side, who actually looked pretty good as well in this game. Now, as Dak avoids pressure, look at this. Stays confident, avoids another sack, and on the run, throws a beautiful ball right where CD can get it. And again, dude, CD Lamb was huge in this game. Early on, was everything for Dak Prescott. So, big shout out goes to CD Lamb. I thought he was, again, X Factor, which, are we surprised? No. The NFL season is officially back, guys, and with that being said, I have a lot. Didn't see too much of Miles Sanders, no Jaden Blue. We saw Cavante Turpin line up in the backfield at times, but again, Javonte Williams had a couple of big plays in that red area, another inside zone, lower the shoulder, lower the head, and get in there for a nice little touchdown. He did this a couple of times, and again, guys, don't worry. We're going to drop so much more footage tomorrow. I know this is not too much footage. We're going to do what we can, right, for this video. Tomorrow, we're going to have individual player breakdowns. We're going to have full game breakdown. We got everything, dude. Don't worry. Hit the like button, subscribe, join the family. Let's keep going a little bit longer, get some more plays in from this game. Here's another good play by Miles Sanders. Ultimately fumbles later on, but I thought it was a really good run here. Broke a crazy one. Now, all we're going to see is just like a little bit of an outside zone here, but I want to show you his patience and his IQ as a runner. So we're going to pull a couple of guys in this direction. As we maintain this leverage to the outside, watch him act like he's going to use that outside lane. Now, what this does is get this guy to kind of go contain, right? As we do that, we're going to cut this up the gap, which is, dude, I mean, we can see there's not much space to work with there, but he sells like he's going to the outside, makes this guy overcommit, and boom, takes the lane, and there he goes. You see Zach Bond here, he's going for a forced fumble off the backside.
This is a darn shame.
Loading up for it, can't get it, allowing Miles Sanders to get some more yards. Again, ultimately, Miles Sanders does fumble, and then the game.
You know what I've noticed? And I want to see when the All-22 comes out tomorrow. I'm going to look at it too. It seemed like the Cowboys kind of changed up some of their personnel during the game on the offensive line. I noticed it on that play right there. I think the Cowboys changed up their personnel. Okay, see, BB's the center. I thought everybody on the offensive line was... Let me look at this again. I thought it was Terrence Steele. Maybe that's a tight end over there.
Like a little bit of an outside zone here, but I want to show you his patience and his IQ as a runner. So we're going to pull a couple of guys in this direction.
Okay, that was Cooper Beebe.
As we maintain this leverage to the outside, watch him act like he's going to use that outside lane. Now, what this does is get this
Who
guy
is
to
the-
kind of go contain, right? As we do that, we're gonna cut this up the gap, which is, dude. I mean, we can see there's not much space to work with there, but he sells like he's going to the outside.
I think
makes
that's
this
two
guy
linemen. I think they
overcommit,
changed up
and
some of the
boom,
personnel
takes the
sometimes.
lane,
No,
and
that's
there
Ferg in there. That's what it
he
was.
Goes. You see Zach Bonnier, he's going for a forced fumble.
Man, he went for the punch out on that one too. Just tough. Just tough. Lost in translation said, when we get into the red zone on first down, we should kick the field goal. He said, no points are automatic. Boy, you better believe it. You better believe it. Yeah, we came up short tonight, Joe Cap. And I'm telling you, I do think the referees were missing some calls tonight, too. Raheem said it was one game. We shouldn't be calling for players to get released off of the one game. It's one game, but for me, Miles Sanders, I had actually already said this before, Raheem. If I were the Cowboys, Raheem, I would go ahead right now. I would not be waiting on the Phil Maffa Jaden Blue combination. I'm starting now. I said this from the beginning. That's the one place I would not be waiting is running back. Those two guys right now. I would rather right now have Javonte Williams, Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue. That's my running back room. That's what I would roll with. I would have rolled with that from the beginning. If it had been up to me, that's what I would have rolled with. But I understand the Cowboys. I think they felt like that Miles Sanders had an extra grind with the Eagles, and they were going to let him do it. And he came up big on the one play, but then the rest of them he didn't. So it is what it is. Pick and Pop, he said Dak needs to post that wide-eyed look meme as CD for them. Man. Yeah, Dak can't catch him himself. Doug Williams says CD catch one. Yeah. E.T. Maroke, he said, in Dak we trust. One more chance, though. After this, he said, I'm good. Yeah, Dak was good tonight, man. He was. Dak was good. And Emmett Jones, he definitely wasn't dink and dunk. Dak was going down the field, man. Nisi says, C-Base, if Jimmy was the head coach, he would have left him. For sure. I believe it. Yeah, I believe he leaves him. Leaves him. Lost in Translation podcast. CD needs to shrink so he can handle these drop ball moments. He shrinks right after he drops passes. And see, this is the thing you know, and this is what I used to remind my son of. Wide receivers and cornerbacks have to have very short memories. Cornerbacks, you're going to get burned. This is why I believe as a coach that when you make your decision on who your cornerbacks are going to be, you stay with them. You don't sit them after one game. I'm talking about cornerbacks in particular. Because cornerbacks, if you're not careful, they get inside of their own head. You got to teach them to have very short memories. I taught my son that. Short memory. Okay, you got beat. You're going to get beat as a cornerback. But you're going to make big plays too. Figure out how you got beat and don't get it. You figure out how you got beat and you don't get beat the same way again in the game. You size guys up, you learn, you kind of see how they move, and then you understand how to proceed with them. But you're going to get burned. Wide receivers, you will drop a pass. Don't mean you're going to drop many, but you're going to drop a pass. Short memory. You drop a pass, understand who you are, be ready for the next one. Because a lot of times what happens if you got a wide receiver who you know is good, one of the things you do is when they drop a pass, you come right back to them. But you're right, Lost in Translation. I do think it seems like from time to time, if CeeDee Lamb will like drop a pass, he get in his own head. He get in his own head. Can't get in your own head. Can't do it. Antoine Jones said there's a win and a loss if you're looking at the right things. We're going to be tough to beat. Well, this was one of the reasons why, for me, I was so glad when I saw the Eagles on the schedule. Because what better team? What better team to look at to say, this is what I need to do to get better? What better team? All right, let me see. I'm trying to see if the Cowboys going to get us on the interview tonight. But, man, I'm telling you, I'm not saying, I don't want to come out saying it was a good loss. But I'll say that it's one of these types of losses to where you can look at yourself and go, dang it, we could have won that game. We could have won that game. We really could have won that game. All we got to do is tighten up this, tighten up this, tighten up this, tighten up this, and we're ready to go. And so if you're a Cowboy, if you're a Cowboy fan, you're feeling pretty good about this. You're feeling good to go. Kevin Meehan said, Jesus love you. Amen. ET said, who still got Dak Prescott jersey and wears it? Man, I didn't even know that Dak Prescott's jersey is one of the top selling jerseys in the NFL. DK said it's a team game. Dak played very good, but could have had a few picks. Yeah, like he said, there's some balls that he wished he could have got back. Maybe some different throws he wished he would have made. But overall, he still played extremely well. Justin Selfchick said, and CD deflected the passes up into the air for near interceptions. Man, there were two of them. I thought they were going to be intercepted. There were two of those passes that CeeDee Lamb deflected. I thought for sure those things were going to be intercepted. Daniel M. Cowboys only had 4 penalties for 42 yards. Yeah, I thought that was pretty good too. James Houston looked good. I saw some flashes from James Houston. Chenard says Sanders won't last long. Blue got to play. Need his speed. Man. Chenard. They have to play Jaden Blue. I think the next game they have to play Jaden Blue, and they got to get George Pickens more involved. Got to get George Pickens more involved. You got to figure out ways in a game like this. You have got to get him more pass. You got one or two of those passes should have been to George Pickens. But again, like Chanel said, I told my son the same thing, Chanel. I said, I think they're bracketing Pickens. Fangio understands. Fangio was willing to take CeeDee Lamb's yards after the catch. He basically said we can live with CeeDee Lamb's yards after the catch, but what we can't live with are the chunk plays by George Pickens. He picked his poison. That's what he did. Fangio picked his poison. That's what he did. Mike McCain said, I'm not surprised because CeeDee Lamb is a great receiver, but he's always had issues with having stone hands. Okay. Yeah, and again, Mike McCain, this is one of the reasons why Dak has got to get this dude. He's got to get George Pickens more acclimated. But again, it's the first game. It's the first game. Dak Prescott has been in many wars with CeeDee Lamb. He's been on many battlefields with CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott knows CeeDee Lamb. They know each other like the back of each other's hands. George Pickens, it was a little bit complicated for him, I believe. He didn't want to take some of the chances because I do believe they were bracketing him. And we're going to see when the All-22 comes out, they were bracketing him, and Dak didn't want to take the chance. But I also think what the Cowboys have to do in a situation like that is if the Cowboys see that they're going to bracket George Pickens, one of the things that I said was be patient. I think they should have tried to take more of the underneath stuff. George Pickens, shorter routes. I think they should have took some more underneath with George Pickens. If they're gonna do the deep stuff, well then now say, well, hey, they're gonna hold you deep. They're gonna bracket you, but they're giving you all the cushion up front. Take the 5-yard passes. Take the 5 to 7 yard passes and let George Pickens let him run and get an extra 3 or 4. I think that's the kind of game you have to play. Miss Matrix said, gee, I don't think Miles Sanders should have ever made the team. Miss Matrix, I'll be honest with you. I was a little bit surprised he made the team. He was injured for a good while. Couldn't play in the preseason. I was a little bit surprised. But for whatever reason, Cowboys didn't want to turn him over. Nisi, she said, "Gee, stop it. Sanborn looked horrible. I thought LVE came out of retirement." I'm going to go back and look at the All-22 on Jack Sanborn. But again, I'm not afraid to tell you, I do think the Cowboys probably need to look at bringing Maurice Leofau into that starting lineup. I think they need to look at that. Yep, they need to bring Maurice. Let Maurice get some time in there. And again, I even say Shamar James. See if you can work Shamar James in there too. Get him some reps. Andrew Vishananda, he said, "Gee, now we'll find out about our culture." I think we have found out about it. I thought the culture, I thought the way they handled this thing tonight, I just think they were all good. I don't think the moment was too big for them. I think the moment was good. Yeah, motivation insight. Sanborn is a temp until Agent Zero gets back. Yeah, boy, we're going to be different when that dude gets back. We are going to be different when that dude gets back. Moses said, "Gee, we can't tackle worth of." Hey, man, that first half, we couldn't tackle nothing. We couldn't tackle nothing that first half. But again, it seemed like to me in the first half, Eberflus was being a little bit stubborn. Eberflus wanted to do that 4-down lineman stuff. He couldn't do it. He tried to stick with it, but he couldn't do it. He had to start scheming up some stuff. He had to start sending some pressure. He had to start doing some different things. And the more aggressive that Matt Eberflus got at calling plays, the better the defense played. That was what I picked up on in the second half. They played better when he started playing more, when he started calling a more aggressive game. Because he was trying to call, I don't know what he was doing, but again, it seemed like he was trying to just say, 4-down linemen, let's see if we can get pressure and keep everybody in coverage. And he basically did that for a whole entire half. But then he came out, made some adjustments second half. He came out, started balling. Defense looked a lot better when they allowed them to start getting more and more and more aggressive. So I think it's a lesson well learned. I think it's a lesson well learned for Matt Eberflus tonight. I think Matt Eberflus is going to get a better understanding of what he has and understand, I'm going to have to do a better job of manufacturing some pressure. And I'm still confident in Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark only has practiced 1 week with the Cowboys. I think it's going to take the Cowboys I think by the Green Bay game, the Cowboys will be looking a lot better. By the Green Bay game, the Cowboys will be looking a lot better. Y'all just stay tuned. Let's not lose our minds over one game. I'm going to enjoy every bit of this season. And if we can get what we got tonight a little bit more cleaned up, we should be 1-1. We should be 2-1 by the time we see the Green Bay Packers. And I really like the Cowboys' chances against the Green Bay Packers. Because I'm going to tell y'all, there are a lot of teams that are not the Philadelphia Eagles. The situations that the Cowboys had other quarterback, had Jalen Hurts in tonight. Think about this. Excuse me. Not every quarterback can get away from that. I'm just telling you, man, Jalen Hurts can run. Jalen Hurts can run the ball. He's a handful. The dude is a handful. It's just straight business. He's a handful. There are not a lot of teams that have quarterbacks that can pull that off. There are just not a lot of teams that have quarterbacks like that. So we don't have to look forward to seeing quarterbacks doing that to us every single week. Because I can tell you now, Jordan Love can't move. Jordan Love can't move like Jalen Hurts. We'll be playing when we see the New York Giants, I'm thinking we're going to be seeing Russell Wilson. Unless he just comes out and stinks up the joint in game one. Possibly you could get Jameis Winston, but I don't think you'll get him. I think they're going to probably wind up starting their I think the New York Giants will probably wind up starting their rookie quarterback if he was just to stink it up. But I think we're going to see Russell Wilson. I think we'll see Russell Wilson by the second game again, unless Russell Wilson absolutely stinks it up. Jackson Dart. Right now, Russell Wilson is listed as the starting quarterback. He's not what he used to be. He definitely can't run like Jalen Hurts. So the Cowboys won't be worried about that. Jackson Dart, though, he's a load, but I'm not sure how good he'll be as a rookie. But again, everybody can't move like Hurts. Everybody don't have the Eagles' offensive line. Everybody don't have the Eagles' defensive line. Everybody don't have Vic Fangio. So we have a lot of things to look forward to. Understanding, I do believe that we still just played and almost beat probably one of the top 6 teams in the league. Top 6 teams in the league, I believe. Brandy said, Dak target Pickens, please. I love feeds. He hurt me. Okay, I get you. Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, Brandy, we definitely got to get this dude. Next game, we got to figure out how to get this dude involved. Apostolo said the improvement on the interior defensive line is huge. I thought they looked good. I thought they looked good. We'll give them Nisi. We're gonna give those linebackers probably one more week before we just totally crash out on them. We'll give them one more week. But overall, I still say the Cowboys look pretty good. I still say the Cowboys look pretty good. If there's a couple of catches made, we're probably having a whole different discussion tonight. Cowboys 5 rings. Cowboys 5 rings. We'd like to thank ourselves for participating in the Cowboys 2025 season. Man, I'm telling us, Jaden Blue will not be a healthy scratch next week. I guarantee you. He will not be a healthy scratch. Jaden Blue will be in this thing next week. He will. Motivation said Pickens is a better clutch catcher than CD. Man, he's got some hands on him, man. Pickens got some serious hands on him. Al Show, he said, AI Show said, I was pleasantly surprised by how efficient the offense looked. Me too. I was. Offensive line was excellent, and Dak was confident and largely effective. Defense allowed Jalen Hurts to run too much. Man, I'm telling you, Jalen just does that to everybody. Boy, Jalen is a very good runner. Very good runner. He's just hard to deal with. There's no other way to explain it. He's hard to deal with. Chanel said we did not run any screens plays to Turpin or Pickens. Yeah, some of the plays I saw us running training camp, I was wondering what some of those were. Yep, the Pickens stuff. Definitely the Cavante Turpin. I'm with you. The Cavante Turpin screens. Didn't see enough of it. Yeah, Alien Dog said he tried to use his shoulder, not his hands. Yeah, that's why you got to be careful. I noticed something about George Pickens. George Pickens is a hands catcher. George Pickens don't let a lot of balls. He don't let a lot of footballs hit him in the chest or try to hit his body. Hands catcher. Very strong hands, man. Crazy strong hands. So, yeah, I'm pretty good at where we are right now. I think we'll look even better next week against the New York Giants. Giants got a good defensive line, but I think we're going to look a lot better against them. Chanel, man, you're going to have to get on me too, man. Y'all remember I told y'all I put CeeDee Lamb as my number 1 wide receiver now. Oh, man. I ain't going to turn my back on him yet. I ain't going to turn my back on my man yet, but boy, ooh-wee. Man. He says CD can't claim top 3 wide receiver duty and drop 4 passes. Boy, I know. Chase on Cincy not dropping 4 passes. Whoo, man. Ronald Ross, Eagles offensive line got away with some holding. Man, they were holding like crazy. We talking about Michael Parsons getting held. Donovan Ezraku was getting held like crazy. When Donovan Ezraku was in the game, he was getting held. He was getting held like crazy. Now Volia Brown, that was like Shiloh. He wanted to swing on him. Man, I'm telling you, Indigenous black man, he said, CeeDee Lamb always fails us so in big crucial games. Man, Dax the guy, he says, that Sachs guy, he said, I'll take Colonel Sanders over Miles Sanders, cut him. Yeah. And I don't think they'll cut him, but I do think they're going to give Jaden Blue a shot next week. I think they almost have to. Because I'm sure somebody is saying that if that's Jaden Blue, he doesn't get caught. Yeah, Bam Bam Gang said GP3 put that boy in his tail last play. Yeah, they should have found a way to get GP more involved, but I understand they I understand they had him bracketed, but I think that's where you as a coach has to say, but we're not going to let you bracket him. We're going to figure out ways to get him open. I just think you have to figure out a way to get a player like George Pickens open. You can't just let you just can't let a team bracket him. Like I said, if they're going to bracket him, don't let him run all the way down the field. I don't think the defensive backs had a chance against CD and George Pickens, especially if you're playing the patience game. If they're going to keep giving you 7 yards, get it. Take it. Take it all day long. And then when they start stepping up, then you can hit them down the field. Then I can hit them here down the field. That's when I'll hit them. Raheem O'Neal, he said, I would have Moff and Blue getting some much needed reps. Get that experience. Raheem O'Neal, I said it before the season started. I would start that regime right now. Javonte Smith, he can be a part of it. Javonte looked pretty good tonight. But I want to go ahead and get Maffa, and I want to go ahead and get Jaden Blue up in this thing, man. I want them to get in this thing. I just think they're going to be very, very good for this team. The Stars Born said, bottom line, you got CD, GP, Ferg, and Turpin out there. We got to be more explosive. Somebody got to be open. That's not even counting Blue. Only one game, though, in due time. Now, A Star is Born, again, let me remind us. Philly good. Philly is not the same defense, but Philly is still good. Man, Vic Fangio has perfected this stuff that he's doing. Philly good. They really are. Philly is good. Let us not act like Philly was out there and that they weren't causing some of the stuff that we were doing. Philly good. I'm telling us Philly is good. And we looked really good against Philly. And if we look really good against Philly, now the one thing the Cowboys used to do in their past is the Cowboys used to play according to whatever the competition was. Well, if we can get the Cowboys to kind of stay at this same level where they were tonight and just clean up a few things, they're going to be able to beat a lot of teams. They are going to be able to beat a lot of teams if they can just clean up what they did tonight. And we got to get George Pickens. We got to get him more than 3 targets. They got to make it their business to get George Pickens at least 7 targets. Got to get him at least 7 to 10 targets. You can't have CeeDee Lamb, just all night long. Alfonso Linder said, what a disappointing night. It's the turnovers that cost Dallas the game. Yeah. Turnovers. And not just turnover. It was a turnover, but the drop balls. Yeah. Yeah, the drop passes got us. Got us, man. Absolutely got us. Yeah, Sean said, I was watching the game at my buddy's house. Yeah, they were letting them get away with holding Donovan Ezraku. I can't wait. I've been trying to pull up the all-22. I guess everything is still processing. But, yeah, they definitely held Donovan Ezraku. Definitely held Donovan Ezraku. Donovan was trying to put some moves on him, and they held for sure. No doubt about it. And it was blatant. And it just seemed like to me, man, the rest was doing some, I don't know, man. They were letting some stuff go. It seemed like to me they were letting some stuff go on the Eagles, man. I'm just kind of like, this. I ain't gonna even try to make that excuse, but I'm just saying. It was some weird stuff going on with this doggone referee crew to me. But the Donovan Ezeraku stuff didn't make sense to me. All right, let me read some more here. Azteca said, non-casual Eagles fans are actually not happy even with this close win. The casuals are the ones in every Cowboy stream right now yelling how they won. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But hey, I'm good. Them boys gonna be good, man. Hilo Boy for life. He said, where was Overshown? He heard. Yeah, Overshown won't be back to Thanksgiving. Yeah, Overshown will not be back to Thanksgiving. And when Overshown come back, record be good enough, be good, we're gonna really take off. We're going to really take off. But I'm telling this, man, for the most part, oh boy. This is the story of Dak Prescott's career. But I'm feeling pretty good because I do believe that it will get better. Yep, I think it's going to get absolutely better for the Cowboys. The Eagles, again, the Eagles are a very tough out. Cowboys held their own against the Eagles. So I'm feeling really, really good about that. Feeling really, really good about that. Let's check out what the playmaker has to say.
Watching the game. And usually I kind of take an evening to think on everything, hear what everybody has to say. But now that I have this locker room, I can share with you prior to everything else I gotta do. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but you hear what I'm saying. And my first, well, my real and my deep, it's like this. Let him off the hook. We let him off the hook. They are who we thought they are. We let them off the hook. We had them, and we let them off the hook.
Yeah.
That's old Denny Green. That's old Denny Green. But basically what I'm saying is we let them off the hook. No joke about that. Denny Green was right then, and if he says it, he'll be right here, right now. The Philadelphia Eagles, the world champions, and you know, in the NFL, played the Dallas Cowboys, minus Micah, whom I love and we wish the best for in Green Bay, minus Micah. And who won that game? Well, they give it to the Eagles on the victory, but the Eagles didn't win that game. Dallas lost that game. Dallas gave them that game. I'm not saying. Let me say it to you this way. You guys know the score 24-20. And I'm honestly, you know, Denny Green felt real bad after that loss. I feel bad after the loss, but not because I say, oh, my team got whooped. I'm saying, oh, my team could have whooped that tail, and that's the team that was a champion last year. You look at these plays, okay? Look at what happened. You tell me. You hold Jalen Hurts 152 yards passing, right? You hold Saquon Barkley to 60 yards rushing. You hold A.J. Brown to one reception for 8 yards. You won that game. You won that game. In Dallas won this game. Dallas didn't get the victory because a few plays that you have to make to get the victory. But who won the game? when you look at the game, you'll see Dallas won this game. And yeah, CeeDee Lamb 110 yards. A lot of people are late on CD for this, but I'm willing to look at some good in this. I saw the pain in CD's face because I know what it means to him right then, right there. And that'll keep us in a good spot for the rest of the year. He'll remember that right here, right there. He wanted to make these plays, and he had the opportunity to make those plays. And he'll spend the rest of the year trying to make up for that in his own heart, in his own mind, in his own spirit, and to everybody out here. And I'm going to tell you why I say that's good. Because that'll keep him, you know, even when he wants to explode, that things ain't going right, he'll think about the moment he let us down right here. And he'll say, and he'll hold him down. Mama, you know what I'm saying? That kind of pain, because he won't sleep tonight. He won't sleep tonight. That's you beg for those moments at that spot. And honestly, CD could have no doubt, he could have that would have been catapulting him to another spot, even in the receiving rankings in the NFL right now. You know, he's top, he's up there, but that kind of game right there, he makes those plays, and he still had a great game. He had those drops. But he makes those plays. That's a 200-yard game and a game winner. Now we're saying the next questions tomorrow on everybody's shows would have been: is CeeDee Lamb the greatest, best receiver in the NFL right now? Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean. So I know he felt that. He felt that. And he will serve us all year long. I felt that for him. And I get people always texting me, you know, when I play like that.
Michael Irvin makes those catches. How much I bet?
Yeah, all my so-called boys, I think they're trying to help me or some way. Oh man, the real 88 would have caught that. Joker, he is the real 88. Stop, and that don't make me feel no good. That don't make me feel no good. I want him to make those plays. So stop texting me stuff like that. He is the real 88, and we need him to make those plays, and he usually does. So stop. But, you know, I be sharing that with y'all. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I be feeling sometimes. Like, dude, do you understand? It's my team. Like, why you think that makes me feel good? Why would somebody, what that, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not competing. We're not competing. We're stacking. I keep telling people that we are stacking. He brings me closer to greatness when he makes that play. Not when he drops it, so don't send me that shit. Please, stop doing stuff like that. This the locker room. I'm telling you the real. I'm telling you the real. I want him to make every one of them plays. I get nothing from him dropping those plays. The real 88 would have called that. Stop. I'm not going. That's the only thing that roused me. He's my boy.
What you want to say, Michael Irvin?
So if he drops the rest of his life, and you gonna sit there and say, the real 88 would drop the real. Okay. And we go nowhere, don't do anything. But if he catch every last one of them, and he goes to be the man and do the things we all know he's done in the past and gonna do in the future, and we go win Super Bowls, everything, then they keep talking about all of the other 88s. Y'all gotta stop saying this thing. That's individually. So stop saying it. We gonna do it. He's gonna continue to take us higher.
Of course he is. CD the man.
Understand, 7 for 110 is it's going to be a bottom game for us with number 88 in this thing what we got. And I told y'all before, this is going to be the bottom game for CD. He's going to have an explosive year with what I saw tonight. With what I saw tonight. And how
Hollywood said he's sick.
how Brian Schottenheimer plan on using him and giving him opportunities. I do believe we have to find more opportunities for George Pickens. I believe we should have taken a few more shots up the field with George Pickens. And looking for either that play or that penalty. You see what I mean? So I said to you guys before, in order for the Cowboys to get where we want to be, Dak Prescott is going to have to play like an MVP. Dak Prescott played tonight like an MVP. It wasn't just 8-8 that dropped that ball. He dropped a perfect ball in the end zone. A perfect ball. Thank God we got the penalty, but that was a perfect throw, a perfect strike. He made some perfect throws tonight. And this I said all the time. With Dak, you give him two options. He's put up 3 years in a row, 12-5, about 27, 30, 31 points a game. It's the locker room, and I'm gonna be doubly double. I'm gonna be, like I always say, that I'm gonna be real. Won't say this out there, but real. One play here changes this game. And I don't know, running backs or something, but I'm thinking, oh my God. When Miles Sanders broke open and was gone, and you see this dude in your window coming, and he's snatching at the ball. He flipped it. All you had to do was cut away. Just cut away. He was on the side of the ball, cut away. You walk in the end zone freely. I was like, what the? This, you understand? This is the kind of game that everything has to be done right. Oh my God. And that's why I say we let him off the hook. We let him off the hook. Miles Sanders, you cut back, that's a touchdown. You don't get the chance to come back in here because as soon as you didn't make that cut back, and I don't know why you come back. There's nobody over there. You got the rest of this field. You run. This dude is running up this side. He's running up this side. He catches you. He swipes at the ball. So you feel him. All you do is cut away this way. You could just and been gone. He would have had to redirect. I know this. Why don't you? Damn. Whole different thing. Now, oh my God. It's just, and then I got so mad. Even at that, I was so mad. I was hot mad because I just didn't make any sense to me. And how could you not? You're in the NFL. How could you not do this? How could you not know this? Anybody knows. You make that cut. I promise you. You learn that on tag. When somebody on tag, you play that. Everyone to play tag. We're running around. Somebody chasing you, trying to tag them. These points are crucial. Points are crucial. And you just keep running straight forward and somebody running you down, you don't cut up. What the hell are you doing? Cut, I know. And then a few plays later, he came back and fumbled. Now, I had to tell Lauderdale Mike to shut up right then. Because Lauderdale Mike, not me now, not me. You know, I always tell y'all, each of us have at least two of us and all of us. And some people even have more. But when that play happened, he didn't cut back. And then a few plays later, he fumbled. A lot of damn Mike tried to take over. You know, that joker that grew up in the ghettos
Yes,
of
sir.
Lauderdale. You know,
The hood.
the suspicious Mike. There's a double agent here. What's going on? Everybody's trying to get what's going. Why you ain't make that touchdown? Then you come right back and forth. What's going on around here? Yeah, okay. And I just slap that joke about him. Get out of there, Mike. That's a lot of there, Mike. That's that. You know, I'm refined now. I'm educated now. I can reasonably. I can reason that it was just misfortune.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I can reason that was just misfortune. Yeah. Okay. Back to the Texas Mike. Yeah. That joker, that Lauderdale Mike is different. But I don't want that young man to think that, because I'm sure I'll run into him and, you know what I mean? The Texas Mike is the Mike he's going to meet. I'm going to have to let him know. Don't worry about that Lauderdale Mike. I ain't paying him any attention, and I don't want him to pay any attention to the Lauderdale Mike calling him a double agent like that. You know, stop it, man. Stop trying to jump back in here. Okay, he's just trying to jump back in here. But all that seriousness, we had them. We had them. God! We had them. Ooh.
Honestly, I thought we had won the game. I thought we were going to win the game up until that. I thought we were going to win the game until that fumble occurred. But even after the fumble, as I'm watching Dak Prescott make some of the throws that he made, I just thought it was going to be a no-brainer. That the balls that the passes that CD dropped, I actually thought he was going to catch them. And so I thought the Cowboys were going to pull it out. I did. I thought they were going to pull it out 27-24. I thought they were going to pull it out 27-24. I'm going to show you guys in a moment some plays that are floating around on X. Man, I'm telling you, these refs, they were literally letting Philadelphia get away with murder. I mean, the fix, unless the Cowboys were going to flat out beat them, the fix was in. The Cowboys literally had to flat out beat them. And the Cowboys beat themselves, and that's why some of that stuff came back to get them.
Honestly, I can't wait to see how they are going to talk about us tomorrow. You know what I mean? When they open that thing up. Because all of them have to say, Now, what most of them would try to place this on is what happened in the beginning of the game. When that beast, Jalen Carter, spit on Dak Prescott. Some would try to put it on Dak, saying, well, you know, Dak was joking and he walked up to his lineman and spit on the ground. And then for some reason, Jalen Carter starts walking towards the huddle and spit on Dak. Or whatever. I will say this, not having that kid in the game made a difference. But by the time we come back to see this team again, I expect Tyler Booker in his game to have made a difference. Because this was his first game, and though he did some good things, he'll see he has a lot of things to work on. And he got this experience without having to experience the beast. So he'll feel good about how he played because they had that opportunity right there. But he'll know you haven't faced the beast. Because Jalen Carter's the best player on that defense. And that Philadelphia Eagles defense, now, So all of y'all that had Dallas, oh, they're going to finish last in the division. Boy, that was a small gap to get 2 more teams. If you're saying Philly going to finish first, and all of y'all promised Philly going to finish first, and Dallas is going to finish last, you just saw those 2 teams compare. Whew. That's a small gap to try to fit 2 more teams in that one gap. I'm just telling you, I'm hurt, but I'm not destroyed.
No.
Or I am not devastated. As a matter of fact, from game 1, and I'll say it to you, I don't want them saying nothing like this. I don't want them thinking nothing like this. They should be in the locker room hurting like a muddy. Well, you hear me? I don't want to see these line. Maybe we shouldn't sleep for days. Don't sleep for days. Because that's going to bring the best out of them. I know. Because that's what will bring, that's what I would do. That I know. That kind of dude. You saw him on that sideline. He knows more people watching this game. This is season opener against the champs. And you gotta look strong, be strong. But you know what he felt like. And I want him to feel that way. Because I know what he'll go do next.
Mm-hmm. He'll be fine.
But I feel very hopeful.
Michael Irvin crazy.
Very, very hopeful. We don't need them to hear this. We don't need them to hear this. We want them to be hurt. We do.
Michael Irvin crazy.
We don't want them to hear.
Hello, it's your favorite sports uncle.
Michael Irvin is crazy, boy. Michael Irvin's crazy. I appreciate Michael Irvin though. All right, High Low Boy, he got a super chat here. High Low Boy, he said, "Yep, we lost that game. We had them on the heels, but this game gives me hope. Even though it's been 29 years. Let's go." Yeah, man, I'm very encouraged. This is why I wanted to play this game. I felt like it was the best game the Cowboys could play because you're playing the Super Bowl champ. It's a launch point to kind of see what you did well and what you could do better. I want to show you a couple of things over here on X that's floating around. And I'm telling you guys, these referees were letting the Philadelphia Eagles get away with murder. Murder. Check this play out. This is the last play where Jalen Hurts ran that first down. Now, some of you may think this is an excuse. Nope. This is flat out cheating. Check this out. This is that play that Hurts ran. This is going to make you absolutely sick when you see it. Look at this. Look. See the holding back there? Look. Can you get any worse than that? Look at that hold on Sam Williams. This was happening all night long, especially to Donovan Ezeraku. Look, Sam Williams gets tackled. Look. If that ain't holding, I don't know what is. This stuff was happening all night, man. All night. Boss Cowboy had me laughing. Let me see. Look at what Boss Cowboy posted. Boss Cowboy said the loser. Wait. Boss Cowboy said this is what old media and slow fans want from Dak. Look. Oh man, look at this. Look. That's what they want from Dak Prescott, boy. That's what they want from Dak Prescott. But again, it's all good, man. It's all good. First game, I'm feeling real good. I'm going to enjoy this entire season. Everything I saw, the Cowboys going to be all right. I am telling y'all they are going to be better than all right. I mean, just based on how we played tonight, the Cowboys can play with anybody. And boy, it's a good time for us to be improving because I'm telling you, we got a heck of a schedule coming. We got a heck of a schedule coming. And then again, they're showing here pass interference on CeeDee Lamb on the diving catch. They didn't call it. Look at this one here. Okay, this is just a photo. Okay. All right. Somebody got a photo of the last, the one that CeeDee dropped, the diving one. Look at this right here. Straight up holding. No other way to get around it. These referees were really letting these guys get away with a lot. But, I guess, you're the home team. You're the one that's the Super Bowl champion. You had your Super Bowl celebration tonight. I don't know what else to say. Don't know what else to say on that. But they let them boys get away with murder. Definitely let them get away with murder. But again, it is what it is. One of the things that they teach you is when you got an officiating crew that are really getting kind of, when you got an officiating crew that's kind of tripping with some of their calls, well, one of the things that they tell you is don't put it in their hands. Make the plays that they can't call things on you or make the plays that they can't take away from you. And what stopped us was we didn't make the plays that they couldn't take away from us. Miles Sanders didn't make the play they couldn't take away from us. Had he not fumbled, there's nothing they could do. CeeDee Lamb on those drop passes, he don't drop a couple of those passes, there's nothing they can do. So when you get in those type of situations, you got to be real careful because you shoot your own self in the foot, especially when you got a loosey-goosey officiating crew. They're not going to do you any favors. They're going to let the other team slide with so many things because somebody's probably told them, hey, whatever whatever you have to do. You do know this is, tonight was the opening ceremony. Hello for life. He said at this point, we also need... He said we need body cams on the refs. Oh, I'm telling you. Because this stuff, man, this is why I say, though, when you got crews that are calling a crazy game, well, what a coach is going to tell you, then don't put the game in their hands. Catch every pass. And don't fumble. Because those, you better believe, anything else, it's on you. They're not going to do you no favors. Straight up. They're not doing you no favors. All right, let's do another video over here I found. Or I think it's over here. I'm always interested to hear what Brian Broaddus has to say. Brian Broaddus. And it's really only a little 28-second clip. But this is the immediate reaction from Brian Broaddus.
4-20, Eagles win the opener over the Cowboys. A lot of positives to take, but certainly a missed opportunity there, Brian.
Yeah, absolutely. It's unfortunate, though, that they went to their best player to try and get this game and to the good side, but not getting it done tonight.
Zach Wolchuk alongside Brian Broaddus. We will be with you to recap it all post-game coming up on 105.3 The Fan and the Dallas Cowboys Radio Network.
One of these days, people are going to stop calling all these other players the best player on the team and realize the best player on the team is Dak Prescott. I'm always laughing when people talk about best player on the team. Best player on the team is Dak Prescott. He proves it all the time. I don't understand why people don't say this stuff. Superman 601, he said Dak Prescott did his thing and the defense balled out in the second half. They did. They did. Michael Chandler said, I did agree there's two obvious holdings on TV and they didn't see it, but TV saw it. Boy, them things was so blatant. So blatant. I love gaming. I like our cornerbacks. They held them boys down. They locked them boys down. They really did. A.J. Brown, boy, they held him down. Him and Devontae pretty much held him down. Miss Major said the refs were decent the first half, then nothing, like they got the call. For real. Miss Major, it was everything goes. It was everything goes. Whiskey Weenies Wednesday podcast said the former Eagle killed us on that fumble. Shoot. I'm going to tell y'all something about Miles Sanders. If I'm the Cowboys, I need to make sure I check his bank account before this game, and I want to check his bank account for the next 4 weeks. I want to check this man's bank account the same way I want to check Neil O'Donnell's bank account from the Pittsburgh Steelers. Because I'm telling you, Miles Sanders, bro, you can't run up in there you can't run up in that pile, man, holding that ball like a loaf of bread. This dude was holding this ball like he wanted to get knocked out of his hand. Antoine Jones, he said, I'm old school, not from New York. No Diddy is for sensitive men and secure their manhood. Boy. Miss Matrix said Kenny took too long to warm up and Flus took too long to adjust. Standing ovation, Miss Matrix. Standing ovation. I thought they should have adjusted in the second quarter. I agree with you. He should have adjusted in the second quarter. Shouldn't have waited until the second half to adjust. The way it was going, you got to make those adjustments now. Because your team is scoring at will. You got to stop their team. Because your team can probably score, and I thought we could have scored 27 points, but we shot ourselves in the foot. But I agree with you. I agree with you. We waited too long. That the second half shouldn't have been the adjustments. The second quarter should have been the adjustments for sure. Alan Hayes, I agree. We still should have whooped their butts. Michael Irvin said we had them on their heels. Oh yeah, we're not far behind the Eaglets. Baby, our own mistakes cost us the victories. Facts. Facts. Hey, Gladams. Hurts a running back. This is why I said tonight, Gladams, you gotta hold him below 30 yards. Hurts you bad when he runs. Hot boy, he said, with the devastating injury to Overshown, as it might be the following year before he get back to himself. Plus, you have to hold your breath. He isn't robbed of that athleticism. I think he'll be good to go. Only thing is, we got to make sure he stays healthy. Miller said you can't beat the refs. And that's why they'll tell you, man, every time you play, when you're playing, when you know you got a referee crew, because, man, I'm telling you, it happens on every level. You get a referee crew, and you're noticing, hold on a second. Play a team in high school on homecoming. Mess around and play a team. Mess around and be the visiting team in high school on a homecoming. Shoot, you better play flawless. You better play flawless. You got your work cut out for you. Because you better believe they're going to call you for everything, but they ain't going to call them for nothing. So you better not drop no passes. You better not fumble. You better not make no mistakes. I don't know. These referees were tripping tonight. I'm just telling you. That's why you got to take the game out of their hands. Miss Major said, I did see CD torn up and I felt kind of bad. But then Dak, my fantasy quarterback, so I was like, heck no, CD messed me over. Oh, man. Straight up. Straight up facts, boy. Edward Jones said CD Moms booked him a hand modeling job. Booked him a hand modeling job tomorrow. That's why he tried to catch the ball with his shoulder. Man, boy. I'm telling you. That boy CD Lamb, man. He'll be all right. I'm not worried about CD Lamb. He'll be good. Michael Brown said, I'm pleased with our showing today. I am too. Just a couple of issues. Get George Pickens involved. Let some of those late game throws go to George Pickens. I promise you he'll catch them. I'd also like to see Jaden Blue activated. Miles Sanders, I like you, deactivated. We're going to keep you on the team, but deactivated. We want to see what it looks like with Phil Maffa, Jaden Blue, Javonte Williams. I'm telling you, Phil Maffa playing for me next week. Gladums, I'm sorry, bro. I have to agree. It's a different era, so you got to agree he's a different 88. Bro, I've said it a bunch of times. Man, these 88s ain't like Michael Irvin. Shoot. What he wanted us to say. He would have caught those passes. What does he want us to say? Mason Bartlett said 12-5. I could definitely see it. I think we're going to be one of the top 5 or 6 teams. I do. I think it's going to be the Rams, Detroit Lions, Philly's going to be in there, us. We might have 3 coming out of the AFC. We might actually have 3 coming out of the NFC East again. Us, the Eagles, and the Commanders may actually take one of those playoff spots. May actually take it. Yeah, Miss Matrix, I said the same thing as Playmaker. Dak should have targeted Pickens after those 2 drops. And Miss Matrix, this is where I say, this is where Brian Schottenheimer, and I don't know exactly if he did know if he did, but this is where if I'm Brian Schottenheimer, I'm going to dial up George Pickens. I'm dialing up George Pickens. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going to allow a player like George Pickens. I'm like, hey, hold on a second. And I think this will help CeeDee Lamb too. Take some of the pressure off this man. This is what you got George Pickens for. Big Ron Bowski said it. Don't, what you got the guy for, you're not going to throw it to him. Throw it to him. CeeDee Lamb, 10 targets. CeeDee Lamb, 12 targets. George Pickens, 10. I don't care if you do George Pickens 12, CeeDee Lamb 10. It just all depends on what the defense is doing. You gotta let it flow like that. But we gotta stop this. We gotta throw to CeeDee Lamb stuff. I don't know if that's what we're doing, but if that is what we're doing, we gotta stop doing it. And when we see that we're having this issue where maybe CeeDee Lamb has dropped a couple of passes, well, maybe you say, don't worry about it, CD, we're gonna come back to you, but we're gonna go to on this one, we're going to go to George Pickens. And it ain't like you have to tell him. It's just something that you do. All right, let's see what's on DallasCowboys.com now. See if we can get some of these interviews rolling down before we get out of here tonight. I definitely want to hear some of them with you guys. Yeah, I think a lot of Cowboy fans are feeling pretty good about this. Not that we're saying moral victories, but when you know you shot yourself in the foot, what else can you do but, say, surely, and I think our thought processes are pretty much all the same. I think we're all kind of thinking like, surely we can correct the course on these things. Surely we can correct the course. Yeah, surely we can correct the course on these things. But again, man, it was an exciting game. Very exciting game to me. Very, very exciting game. Let me see here. We got a couple of things. Let's see. Got a couple of things. Let's see. I'm really only want to hear from Brian Schottenheimer. I see some stuff here. They're talking about the Cowboys staff. Let's see. Nope, not wanting to hear that yet. I'm wanting to hear the actual guys. Let's see. I know the interviews are floating around out there, but I guess they hadn't uploaded them yet. That's kind of where we are. Because I'm seeing all kinds of pictures over here on yeah, somebody just pointed. Nick Harris just posted something. Y'all tell me what you think about this. This is kind of where we are. Nisi was talking about this. So here are the linebacker snap counts in week 1. I wanted to look this up, but he's already done the work for us. Here is the linebacker snap count in week 1 out of 62 possible snaps. So Kenneth Murray Jr., 62 snaps. Jack Sanborn, 47. Damone Clark, 41. Maurice Leofau, 6. I really think Maurice Leofau needs more snaps. I definitely think he needs more snaps. Man, I'm sorry. This dude, Terrence Parsons Jr., man. I mean, he cut from a different cloth. This brother, he's still rolling with the Dallas Cowboys. He says CeeDee Lamb sold us, bro. Golly. He says CeeDee Lamb sold us. Boy, I'm telling you, man, Dak Prescott was throwing some dimes. I don't even understand Ferg not even catching that one. But I'm telling you, boy, Dak could put some balls in some places that you're gonna catch it. But boy, you better make sure you wrap that thing up because you're gonna get tore up. Clarence Hill posted CeeDee Lamb has 7 drops in 2024 and 4 tonight in the 2025 season opener. This was uncharacteristic. Duh, yeah, we kind of know that. Yeah, we kind of know that. You know what? Just kind of off topic for a minute. Man, it's kind of crazy. Do y'all not find it crazy when you get these players and their brothers and stuff they have like podcasts and stuff like that and they don't really be all that big. But I'm just shocked that these guys they're actually doing this stuff and their brothers are actually like these big time players. Tad Parsons, he does something, and Terrence Parsons does something, and Tad Prescott, I think he actually does stuff too. I think he may have something going too. I wouldn't mind hooking up with Tad Prescott and see if he would want to come on the show. I got a collab I'm trying to get together, and I didn't get a chance to do it. Had some stuff coming up. Had some things came up this week. Didn't get some stuff taken care of. I want to get taken care of. But over the next 10 days, we're going to try to get it together. But it's astonishing to me that those guys do that type of stuff. Because I just wonder if I was a multi-million. I don't know. If my brother was a multi-millionaire, it all depends on how cool we were. But shoot, I don't even know. I don't even know if I'd be doing anything like that. I'd probably be trying to work it within, whatever company that he may be putting together. I would probably be trying to, work with something that he's putting together. But y'all tell me what you think on that. I just think that's I find it to be fascinating when these guys are on social media and they're not as big as you would think they would be. I understand they got to make it on their own, but it's just fascinating to me. But like I said, I'd probably be working something for my brother. I would be trying to get involved in whatever companies and stuff that he has. At least I would hope that my brother would do that, even though I'm an only child. CB said our teams is better if Pickens was more involved. Imagine we're good. Yeah, they're gonna get him more involved too. I guarantee you, they're kicking themselves in the butt for not getting him more involved. Robert Simmons, he said he think we still need a running back one. Cut Miles Sanders. You know, I want to give Jaden Blue a shot. I really want to give Jaden Blue a shot. I do. I want to give Jaden Blue the Phil Maffa thing, but Javonte Williams ran good tonight. I can't even hate on Javonte Williams. The dude ran really good. And I think if they let him finish that game out, he'd have had 100 yards rushing. I think he would have had 100 yards rushing. Let me look at this box score real quick because, normally when Dak Prescott has a 100-yard rushing game, Dak Prescott normally wins those games. But the problem was Javonte Williams ran for 54 yards. Miles Sanders ran for 53 yards. Cavonte Turpin was 9. And of course, Dak was 3. So when you add all of that up together, that is 119 yards, right? That probably would have contributed to keeping that stat to where Dak wins most games when you have a 100-yard rusher. The problem was Miles Sanders killed his own run with a fumble. Miles Sanders destroyed his own run. Miles Sanders, if he doesn't fumble that ball and the Cowboys get that ball in the end zone, the Cowboys probably win that game, and Dak continues to have that pretty much where we know that when Dak gets 100 yards, that Dak Prescott wins those games. And so, again, frustrating, encouraging, but frustrating at the same time. Frustrating at the same time because, again, when you know you got somebody beat and you lose, boy, that make you lose sleep right there. That make you lose sleep. All right, let's see here. We got a couple of more things here. It's obvious that they got the interviews, but they're just not putting them up yet. Schottenheimer said it wasn't the night that Schottenheimer the Cowboys wanted. It says, and they're not taking any pleasure in just hanging around with some of the best teams in the league. Schottenheimer said, I'm proud of how they competed, but I don't find any moral victories when this team's built on a culture that's all about winning, Schottenheimer said. You don't find moral victories in losing. Says during the national anthem, Schottenheimer's emotions that had been built up nearly 3 decades all came pouring out. Yeah, we saw him crying. It says here, he says, I'm surrounded by such great young men in that locker room and coaches. That was my main focus today. Schottenheimer said, just being around them, and I wish we would have found a way to get a dub. Almost did. He said, we came out on fire on the offense in the first half and defensively struggled a little bit. And then I thought we made some great defensive adjustments in the second half, and we flipped it, Schottenheimer said. We gave ourselves a chance to win, and offensively, we didn't really do enough. Yep. Schottenheimer isn't worried about the drops in the slightest. He said, don't worry about CD. CD's going to be fine. Schottenheimer said, what a great player. Again, this was a team defeat, and we own that. We understand where we can go as a football team. We understand. Yeah, you really do have to be thinking you're pretty good. Shotty said, I still think we can win a Super Bowl. That's the goal. It's not going to change. I mean, we've got the right type of guys. We've got good players. It says ultimately, though, Schottenheimer and the Cowboys weren't able to capitalize in key moments, and that's ultimately what hurts the most. He said, we had chances out there, and there's no moral victories for us, Schottenheimer said. We had a chance to win that game, and we weren't able to do it, and it'll sting. Cowboys' next game will be September the 14th. Yeah, I'm like Michael Irvin. The moral victories is more for the fans. You don't want your team running around talking about moral victories. You don't want your team running around. Glad Adams 18, he said, it's game one. How important is it really? Now, it is very important. It's important from this standpoint. I look at it as a launching pad. I think it kind of gave us a lot of things to work on. So from that perspective, I think it was very important. From a win perspective, we won't know until we get down the line. But where the Cowboys have to capitalize on this, Glad Adams or GL Adams, where we have to capitalize on this, beat them when we play them in Dallas. That's all we have to do. Beat them when we play them in Dallas. Split it. As long as we don't let them sweep us, then it comes down to all the other games, not this game. So we just need to make sure we sweep them. I mean, we need to make sure we beat them the second time and don't let them sweep us. And I don't think they'll sweep us. I think we're gonna spank them in Dallas. I don't think it'll be like a 24-20 in Dallas. By the time they see the Cowboys again, man, the Cowboys will be on fire by that time. Cowboys will be on fire. I think the Mariano Overshown will be back. Cowboys going to look like a totally different team. You watch what I tell you. We're going to look like a totally different team. Carter loves the Cowboys. He said Mahomes must be really angry. The rest ain't with him in that locker room. Instead with Jalen Hurts. Shoot, boy, I tell you what, they were definitely with him tonight. Yeah, C-Bay said he agreed with the playmaker. We're a better team. Cowboys are better than the Eagles, and they showed on the field. Boy, you stood toe-to-toe. Stood toe-to-toe. Best team, probably top 4 team in the league, man. He looked really good. Mason Bartlett said, we need this mindset. Irvin knows the mindset you got to have to be a champ. Yeah. Boy, I love gambling. Said Irvin is slowly transforming into Apollo Creed. Oh, man. As Tucker said, even with that ref, known for being biased and favoring home teams, we still had a chance to win that game. We gave it away to Philly. As Tucker, that's what I was saying. Mason Bartlett said Apollo Creed is wild, boy. I'm rolling too. Azteca, that's why I was saying earlier, man. When you know you're playing with a referee crew that you know they're going to be going for the home team, as coach used to always say, well, don't put the game in their hands then. They would tell you straight up, don't put the game in their hands. Don't put the game in their hands. You make sure that you don't make mistakes that puts the ball in their hands. Because if you make mistakes, it's just double jeopardy. That's all it is. It's double jeopardy. Because they ain't got no love for you. They ain't going to give you no breaks. Only thing they calling for you is the obvious stuff. Anything else, they're not calling. All right, let me see here. We got somebody over here. They got some of the post-game stuff. I'm going to play this video real quick. Hold on a second.
And we flipped it. We gave ourselves a chance. I talked to the guys about that in the locker room. We came out on fire on offense in the first half, and defensively we struggled a little bit. And then I thought we made some great defensive adjustments in the second half, and we flipped it. We gave ourselves a chance to win, and offensively we didn't really do enough. We put ourselves in more third down and longs. And just weren't able to capitalize. But that's how a division game should feel, man. We had good moments. They had good moments. They do what they do. They bleed the clock on you, and they limit your opportunities. I think they had the ball for almost 35 minutes. And, we got to make plays when they're there. We got to get guys on the ground and things like that.
35 minutes to 25 minutes. I mean, I know it's 5 extra minutes. It's not like it was 40 to 20. We stalled our own drives. We had opportunities. We stalled our own drives. That's what got us.
Throw and catch a little bit better, and we had our chances.
CeeDee Lamb, you had maybe 3 or 4 drops in this ball game. What's your thoughts on just not finishing plays?
Don't worry about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee's going to be fine. What a great player. Again, this was a team defeat, and we own that. We understand where we can go as a football team. We understand. I love the competition. I thought guys competed their butts off. I thought that was great. But we're all about winning. And we didn't win tonight, and so therefore it's not good enough.
Did the delay kind of messed you guys up a little bit?
No excuses. No, same for both teams.
Clarence Hill, DLS Cowboys. Can you give us your thoughts on the spitting before the game and what you saw from Jalen and Dak, and it looked like Dak spit first, and he spit on Dak.
Yeah, Clarence, I honestly, I didn't see it. I don't know. All I know is that a great player got ejected. And again, I don't know. I'll look into it, but I do not know.
How did you think that affected? Did it affect your game plan at all, and how you attack the defense, and how you think that not having Carter affected?
No, I mean, he's a great player. It'd be like, you lose a great player on either side of the ball. It affects them, and they're a little bit thin when you do that, and that's why, unfortunately, we weren't able to sustain the ball enough because, they were down a defensive lineman, and a great defensive lineman at that. But, again, like I said, we'll look into it and see what happened.
What did you do differently in the second half, certainly to slow them down? It seemed like you started blitzing more to get them off the field. Can you talk about the changes you made defensively?
Yeah, we did. I thought Flus and the guys did a great job. Number one, we tackled better. We fit the gaps better. We started using some more blitzes, some more movements, things like that. But I think we just settled in. I really do. I think we settled in, and the quarterback's really big and athletic, and our rush lane discipline in the first half wasn't very good. He got out a few times. I thought we did a better job of containing him in the second half.
I don't think so.
But, again, we had chances out there, and there's no moral victories for us. We had a chance to win that game and weren't able to do it, and it'll sting.
I'm Brian Tollarcher with ESPN. You said you know where this team can go. Where do you believe this team can go after tonight?
I still think we can win a Super Bowl. That's the goal, Todd. It's not going to change. I mean, we got the right type of guys. We got good players. Again, like I said, you saw what we're capable of in the first half offensively. You saw what we're capable of in the second half defensively. We just got to put the game together in a more complementary fashion because that's what we're capable of. And, we lost a turnover battle. That affects some things, right? We lost 1-0, and, we're all about the ball, and we got to protect it better and got to try to create some takeaways on defense.
What do you think of Dak's ability to move around and create some time and make some?
Now, understand this part. The Philadelphia Eagles are a very difficult team to create turnovers. Jalen Hurts just doesn't throw the ball a lot. Jalen Hurts don't throw the ball a lot. So if you're going to get turnovers with interceptions, they're going to have to come from getting pressure on him in a forced throw. But they're hard to get turnovers on. They don't throw the ball. The way you're going to have to get turnovers on them is either from interceptions, which are going to be far and in between because they're just rarely going to the wideouts like that. So you're either going to have to make Jalen Hurts fumble or you're going to have to make Saquon Barkley fumble. That is hard to do. The Cowboys tried to do it. It didn't work. It's hard to get turnovers against the Eagles. And when you think about it, he said we lost the turnover battle. One turnover? Yeah, because we didn't get any. Now, they said the goal was to get 3 turnovers a game. Now, a team like the Giants, that's a very good goal to have because you can probably get them. But when it comes to a team like the Eagles, tough. I don't know how you do it. I mean, how do you do it? Jalen Hurts just don't throw enough, don't throw deep enough. I mean, it's tough. It's tough. That's why, this is a very unique situation. It's not something that you look at this and go, it's going to be terrible the rest of the way. No, you look at this and go, yeah, okay, we got some great opportunities. I think we're going to be able to 10 days going up against the Giants. We're going to come back and we're going to look a whole lot better against them.
Yeah, I thought Dak played really well. Limited opportunities just because we didn't have that many ops with the 26 minutes or whatever it was, time of possession. But I thought Dak threw the ball really well and played well.
Nick Harris, former Star Telegram, challenge for your first game is that rain delay. How were you able to keep the guys into it, and overall, how do you think they responded coming out of it?
I think they were great. I mean, the defense did great. It's not our first rain delay. We've been through it, Pittsburgh last year, so similar type thing. The league did a great job communicating to us, hey, what time we think we're going to go out, and we have a plan in place for that. Those are things you plan on, but again, no excuses. We just got to find a way to finish that game.
And when you look at the Sanders fumble and then the CD drops, is this kind of the loss you walk away off the field knowing that there was some self-inflicted wounds that could have helped win this game?
Yeah, all the way across the board, coaches, players alike. I'm never going to put this on any one person. This is a team game. It's the ultimate team game. And at the end of the day, absolutely. We're a good football team. And we had a chance to win that game, and we didn't. So we can learn from it. We're certainly not going to make excuses. And, we'll get back to work and on to the Giants. This is one of 17 that we're guaranteed. It's a division game. It's what the league wants. That's why they put us on Thursday night. And, again, they got what they want, and the Eagles got the win. Give them credit.
Anybody else?
Yeah, your emotions today, just obviously the first game. I don't know if you were crying in the national anthem, just everything was going on for you tonight.
Yeah, I was pretty good. A little emotional during the anthem, but again, I'm surrounded by such great young men in that locker room and coaches that that was my main focus today, just being around them, and wish we would have found a way to get a dub.
Sat Mozzie, just the thought process there.
Yeah, I've talked about Mozzie. Had a great conversation with Mozzie just about the consistency. Mozzie is going to play a lot of really good football. He's not even began to reach his peak, but the consistency has not been there, and therefore, if your philosophy is compete every day, then that's what you have to do. Make those decisions.
Yeah, Andrew, it's really the truth in some respects. When this is your starting offense and defense first game, it really is their first preseason game. It really is. It's their first preseason game. Now, the next one is not a preseason game. You got to really get it together. But we got it together. I mean, I think we got it together, and I think we're going to be a battling team. And we'll see them boys down the road, and I think we'll smoke them. But, yeah, we had to kind of test some things out. I think they're going to tweak this defense even more. I think they're going to tweak them. And I think once they tweak them and understand what they have, I think the defense is going to be even better. The defense is going to be even better. It took them a little too much time to me. I agree with Miss Matrix on that part. I thought they should have made the adjustment earlier. You don't wait until the second half to make adjustments. You go ahead and make that adjustment now. Yeah. Miss Major said, not according to these folks, Dak. the loss was on Dak tonight. Let them. Miss Majors, I saw somebody posted on X. And I was laughing. They said, Dak Prescott got to take responsibility for this loss. I'm like, dude, what? They said Dak Prescott got to take responsibility. Miss Major, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Hey, let me tell y'all something. We're going to listen to the rest of Brian, but boy, let me tell you something. Is Lisa Worley in the chat still? I'm just wondering about Jalen Tolbert. I'm very concerned about Jalen Tolbert. The Eagles are a different monster. Jalen Tolbert better watch it. Ryan Flanoy may be getting some snaps from him. I already could tell Kevontae Turpin got some from him today, so he didn't get to play as much, it looked like. But he better watch it too, because I'm telling you, when Mingo come back,
1,123 rushing yards in the first half, but responded with only 35 in the second. What was kind of the communication there at halftime? Was there a switch?
Yeah, again, like I touched on, I thought we did start blitzing a little bit more. I thought we tackled better. Like I said, I think it was Clarence that asked, but, we just, the rush lane discipline, Jalen hurt us in the first half. He got out a few times, and we didn't get him on the ground. He's a big physical guy that you got to, tackle a little bit differently. And, again, we need to be better. We talk about our ability to tackle and things like that, and the first half wasn't good enough. Second half was, and that's why you saw the turnaround.
I'm just telling y'all, man, Jalen Hurts is built like a running back. Shoot. Man, Jalen Hurts is built like a running back. Borderline running back. I'm not going to take anything away from him being a quarterback. But boy, whew.
Did the open kind of change whenever you saw Jalen Carter come off the field and get ejected? Did that kind of change your first drive approach?
No, not really. No, he's obviously a great player. We had, some things that you're always trying to do to a great player, but for the most part, no. They're not overly complicated. They're just good at what they do, and both teams have to adjust when things like that happen.
I know you said no moral victory, but given the backdrop of the last week and all the distractions, you take pride, you take positive how your team played, they competed, with all the other stuff that was swirling around the team?
Yeah, I'm proud of how they competed, but I don't find any moral victories. When this team's built on a culture that's all about winning, you don't find moral victories in losing.
When it comes to, I know Kenny Clark had a whirlwind type of week. I know you still have to watch the film, but what was the early sense of how he did?
Yeah, again, second half was way better. I want to see that, before I speak to it. But I will say this, he's been incredible from the time he got here. Just the big body and the physicality that he has in the A-gaps is a huge advantage for our defense. And I think we really started fitting our gaps better in the second half. It all works together, right? The offensive or the defensive line, they have a gap. The linebackers have to find their gaps. And I thought we did a much better job playing true gap sound defense in the second half.
A lot was said about your decision to not play guys like Dak Prescott in the preseason. What does it say about Dak to come out and have the game he did after not taking any preseason?
He's a pro. I mean, how many snaps has the guy played in the NFL? I thought he played really well. And Dak's going to come on here and say the same thing. There's no moral victories. We had a chance. We did not make enough plays. And when plays are there against a good football team, you have to make plays, and that's coaching and playing and all that together. But, again, we know we're good enough to beat the Eagles. We know we're good enough to beat anybody, but we have to do it. Those are just words. And we came up short tonight, so like I said, give them credit. We'll look at the film and see areas that we need to get better and how we can kind of tie it in better and play more complementary football next week against the Giants.
New on SportsCenter right now, Eagles, Jalen.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Cowboys have to be encouraged and discouraged at the same time. They have to be encouraged and discouraged at the same time. Discouraged because you know you lost the game. Encouraged because you know doggone well that you played good enough, or at least your quarterback definitely played good enough to win. Your offensive line played good enough to win. You know you played good enough to win. I'm actually laughing. They over here talking about this man done they over here talking about this man spit on Jalen Carter, but I don't think Dak Prescott spit on Jalen Carter. Dak Prescott spit on the ground. Dak Prescott spit on the ground, then Jalen Carter spit on Dak Prescott. Boy, I'm telling you, boy, that boy Dak was in demon mode tonight. Dak was in demon mode. He played his butt off. He really did. Yeah, he definitely played his butt off. All right, but man, I'm telling you, Tolbert, a little bit concerned tonight. I want to see some more from Tolbert the next game, because I am telling y'all, Tolbert disappeared tonight. Tolbert, I mean, he just disappeared. Just straight up disappeared. So we didn't see anything from him. Nothing from him. Absolutely nothing from him. And so I definitely I would definitely like to see something from him. All right, the Cowboys have started to upload some things. Appreciate y'all rocking with me on Cowboys After Dark. We got quite a few videos. Don't know if you'll watch them all tonight, but we're gonna definitely watch. We're gonna definitely watch a few of them. Yeah, we're definitely gonna watch a few of these and see what the Cowboys are talking about tonight. We just watched the one with Brian Schottenheimer. I want to go over and see if they're on DallasCowboys.com. Okay, they're not on DallasCowboys.com. I mean, they're not on YouTube, but we do got them on DallasCowboys.com. All right, so let's check these out. Brian Schottenheimer post game. We've already watched that one. So what we'll do next, why not? Let's watch Jerry Jones. Now I'll tell you who will tell you he got a I'll tell you who will tell you he liked moral victories. It is none other than Jerry Jones. I guarantee you Jerry's gonna tell you he liked what he saw. Let this ad play through. Hello, boy for life. He said, if we lose to the Giants, he said, I'm going to switch teams. Don't worry, you ain't switching teams. We about to go I know we at least going to go on a 3-game win streak. I'm feeling good about us when we play the next 3 teams. I'm feeling pretty good.
I just makes me sick that he didn't win this game. And I know what it meant to him. We were all riding with him. We all feel it. He had them ready to play.
Mm-hmm.
And he had them ready to play. He was right. He saved up a few things, but he did have them really ready to play. If this team will continue because of in my mind, the skill level and the age level, will continue to improve. We got better in the second half on defense. We did that. And we just left some plays out there that if we made them, I thought Dyke may have played one of the best games I've ever seen him play. And so we had the hands and we had the ball in the hands of our key guys. I just can't say enough about this effort. And I give Brian and I give his staff all the credit in the world and the leadership. And the guys that had a chance to make some plays, they'll make those plays. They will make those plays. They're good players, and they'll make those plays. We'll bring home some victories.
Were you shocked about CeeDee Lamb not making a couple of those plays that he almost always makes?
Well, because it is CD, you know how often and how much he can do. And certainly we can get the ball in that direction. We get the ball in that direction and playing with that kind of effort, we're going to win a lot of games.
You called Brian Schottenheimer a risk, when you hired him. Did you need to see some things in this first impression to kind of validate your decision-making?
Well, I don't know how you even qualify need to see something. Boy, he had this team ready to play. And he had them prepared. He had them prepared on all sides of the ball. And he had them mentally ready to play. And I'm just sorry that when it got right down to it and we need to make those plays, we didn't get them made. But we all know we played a good team out there tonight. We played them at their home, hostile environment. Brian's first chance to really be a head coach and stepped out there. And in my mind, he didn't let his team down. They didn't let him down either, in my view.
Just a week ago today, you traded Micah. Did you miss him at all out there tonight?
Well, anytime you have a great player and don't have him out there on the field. But I specifically was watching a lot of the guys that were taking up the slack or might have been in the spot. 54 had some really significant impact on their offense. And so all in all, this group adjusted, made the adjustments. We stepped up in the second half on defense. Didn't quite get it done like we did in the first half on offense. But that type of thing does give you encouragement. I'm sorry, though, that we lost the game. We had a fairy tale to step up here and beat the world champs in his first game. But it doesn't always happen the way they wrote Cinderella. But I'm pretty proud of this team.
Show how tight the margins are. Does this game show how tight the margins are when you look at just a handful of plays that made a difference?
Well, we had the ball when that offensive line played and performed. When they gave us some holes, gave us some time, we had the ball where we want to have it. I'll take, if we could have every game we play this year down where we've got that ball and got it in the hands of the people we had it in, especially the way Dak played. I cannot say enough how proud I am for Dak and proud for us. He was outstanding. And we can win a lot of games, and we'll win a lot of games if it comes down to the people that you saw in that fourth quarter not quite get it done. But they're outstanding players, and I just can't say enough about the way Shotty got them the ball when it counted.
You walked into the locker with Tyler Guyton. What was your message to him?
Excuse me?
You walked into the locker with Tyler Guyton. What was your message to him?
Oh, I just was wanting to walk beside him. I was so proud for him. He had a rough first year to some degree. But, once you're rough, being a starting left tackle right out of college in your first year. But, boy, he played well tonight. I don't even have to analyze the film. And what I'm particularly excited about, and he would be the poster child, those lack of pre-snap penalties. And they just didn't have them. And consequently, we could keep and sustain some momentum when we got it going on offense. That'll pay off a lot. And boy, I saw they had the tush push and they had performed it well. But I saw our line move in unison too, in bulk and with strength. I'm looking forward to what these young guys can do. We've got a young bunch that can get better.
Staying connected matters.
Hey, Mama. Remember when you taught me how to fish? Feeling a little nostalgic right now.
Yeah, Jerry's feeling pretty
That's why in the
good.
rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day service. That's
I figured Jerry was going to be feeling
all
pretty
part
good.
of the AT&T guarantee.
If I can get this to stop. I figured Jerry would be feeling pretty good about this whole thing. Kind of figured he'd be feeling pretty good. All right, let's flip over here. We also got Dak Prescott up on the docket. You already know Dak Prescott is always good at the podium. Check out Dak Prescott. We'll check out CeeDee Lamb also.
Yeah, I probably spit 1,000 times throughout the game. I mean, especially game day, maybe even in general, and something I guess I'm not proud of. But in that case, he was trolling, I guess you could say, trying to mess with Tyler Booker. I was just looking at him. I was right here by the two linemen, and guess I needed to spit, and I wasn't going to spit on my lineman, and I just spit ahead. But I would say he was back there where Jory was in that sense, and he asked, or he goes, "You trying to spit on me?" And at that point, I mean, I felt like he was insulting me. Like I wouldn't spit on somebody. I'm damn sure not trying to spit on you. Like we're about to play a game. I'm wondering why you're trying to mess with the rookie. And so when I stepped through, I actually said the words like, "What the hell would I? Excuse me, but I'm probably even more colorful. What would I need to spit on you for?" And he just spit on me in that moment, and it was more of a surprise than anything. Refs obviously saw it through the flag. I was like, "Hell yeah, we get 15 yards to start the game off." Didn't realize he was getting ejected. Unfortunate that he did. Hell of a player. Changed our plan and our blocking scheme, as I've told you all right before the week, that we're going to protect against him. So helped in that manner, but I don't wish for anybody to get out of the game. I'm sure he probably regrets that to some extent. I'm pretty sure he knows I didn't try to spit on him or wasn't even aiming to spit on him. So something that's probably going to get a lot of coverage and a lot of attention that feel sorry for him in the sense of yeah, I mean, I know how excited each and every one of us are, right, to kick off the season and the season opener, and hell of a player like that doesn't even get a chance in the first play. Yeah, unfortunate circumstances.
How did you keep your composure in that situation? You saw you just like motion to the ref,
Yeah, I was more surprised. I mean, honestly, it hit me more on like my shirt of my collar, I guess, than straight skin, and thankfully. But yeah, I was just more surprised. I mean, like I said, I was insulted that he even thought I tried to spit on him. So for him to react and spit, I'm sure it's not something he's proud of.
Cowboys. Can you talk about your relationship with CeeDee Lamb? You talked about the game. Certainly had a lot of drops. You took ownership of those drops. You just talk about your conversation with him and how that went.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to him after the series, after one of them or so. Obviously, right there at the end of the game, and yeah, in the locker room. I mean, there wasn't a big long talk need to have as he took ownership and accountability, right? To you guys, I'm sure he shut me up in the same sense of taking accountability. And after the game, going over to him, and he's just doing this, and it's just more of like that wasn't just those plays. There's throws out there that I want back, but it's game one, and he's a guy that makes those plays. He's going to make those plays. We're not going to get down on him. We're not going to lose confidence by any means. And he will make those plays. So, yep.
No more victories, but do you take any solace in how you guys came out and played and performed the game?
Yeah, for sure. With all the change, new head coach, group went out there, physical as hell, together. It was fun every way through. Obviously, we thought we had a chance. We had opportunities. Defense is trying to blame themselves in the first half, and offense is going to blame themselves in the second half. So a lot of accountability was taken in the locker room, but we're definitely process-oriented. And as Shadi said, if we continue to compete and play physical like that, we're going to be proud of the team that we can put together each and every week. So it's 1 of 17, and right, I didn't think we were going to go undefeated. So sucks. Wanted to get the first one, obviously, especially against a good team, a rival, division. But we got to move on, and we got another division game next week. So.
Jack, Todd Archer, the ESPN. Obviously, all the stuff that happened with Micah in the last week and stuff. How do you think your team handled that and responded, not having him out there today?
Yeah, I think they were great. I don't think that was in anyone's mind. They're professionals, and particularly on that side of the ball, right? They went out there and did their job. I don't think it was like we're going to miss this or miss that. He's a hell of a pass rusher and probably would have made plays, but we're not going to live in that and don't care to, honestly. We wish him the best and truly wish him the best. And this is about this team. This is about the 2025 Dallas Cowboys. That defense,
we're
those
moving
young
on.
rushers making a name for themselves. Guys went out there and made some plays and got some pressure there late in the game when we needed to. So I don't think necessarily a beat was missed. And I really give credit to it, right? I mean, unfortunate, I won't say the holdout, but the hold in during training camp, right? He wasn't necessarily taking the reps with the team, so I don't think that was something that they had to figure out. It was just go out there and let's build off of what we've been doing since training camp.
John Schroeder with The Athletic, in the locker room after Jerry Jones said that he felt bad for Coach Schottenheimer and how he thought that he had you guys prepared very well. How do you think that first game went for
Yeah, we were prepared. As I said, he did everything he can to give us opportunity, especially one as a head coach and having us prepared with the way we went out there and we're physical, the way we played together. We've just got to play a little bit more complimentary, and what I mean by that, right, is defense gets some stops in the first half and we scored points in the second half, and then we're going to be proud of the outcome of this game. But as a head coach, he did his job, and as a play caller, he gave us every opportunity, and he was dialing it up. So, yeah, it sucks that he didn't get his first win here tonight in game one, but it's a long season, and he's going to get it.
How would you evaluate yourself in the game?
I got to go back and look at it. It was fun just to be out there. Super thankful and blessed to be back into the game, back with those guys, that line, that group, those receivers. Just felt good, felt great out there. Obviously, there's some throws, particularly. Right, couple one to Jake right there, one to Brev. I want to get a little bit higher, give him a little bit more catchable ball, but I feel like I played a smooth game.
Nick Harris, former Star Telegram, the offense overall, heavy use of free snap motion, some aggressiveness on third and short. Scored 20 in the first half, none in the second. What was your overall evaluation of the offense?
Yeah, we got to finish. We got to come out and score in the second half. We've got to get points. You just said it, all 20 were in the first half, and you can't go score 20 in the first half and then lay a goose egg in the second half. So the red zone turnover obviously doesn't help, but we had opportunities even on that drive to score, and we've got to capitalize on those before we even get to that play. So that's not on Miles. That's not on anyone. So we've got to capitalize just as a unit, and that's my point about being process-oriented, and every man in that locker room felt that, particularly on offense, and defense would say the same about the first half. So a lot to grow from. I don't think that they have any means of the chip that's on our shoulder. Me personally, I don't know the line. I don't know if I ever know a line. I doubt any guy in that locker room is playing to a line. So we don't give a damn of what that is. This is the NFL, and we know we can win. And we went out there and gave ourselves an opportunity, and we just didn't do it tonight, and they got it.
Louis Scruggs, NBC5 Dallas. Dak, you got a lot of come-from-behind wins in your career here, ball 3 minutes to go. Do you feel like you let one get away here?
Yeah, didn't want it, for sure. Felt like we were. The drive before that one, and then, right, getting it with 3 minutes left and having some plays out there that we didn't make. Yeah, for sure got away.
Can you speak to having Tyler Guyton back there, missed a lot of camp here, and then a rookie, and Tyler Booker here, and how that line played for you tonight?
Yeah, those dudes did a hell of a job, and I compliment them during that lightning delay. And, again, after the game I really think the only time I was on the ground was making the tackle after the fumble for the most part. Like, those young guys came out there, they set the tone on being physical. When we talk about being physical, it starts with the guys in the trenches on offense and defensive line.
Yep.
And our guys set the tone for us early, got the run game going, and kept me clean all night. So, yeah, a lot to be proud of, and that's one of the main things right there is how those guys play. And as you said, Tyler, to miss time throughout training camp, and then to come back and thought maybe he'd be on a snap count, right? Something like that. And guy goes out there and shows he's ready and he can keep producing each and every drive or series, and he did that.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. Dak, running was an emphasis this offseason for you in terms of training. How did you kind of feel like that work this offseason translated to this first game?
For me? Yeah, I felt slow on that one. I broke the tackle, I guess, in the pocket. But other than that, I mean, I felt healthy. That was the main part of it, is being able to run, whether it's to get out of pressure, use my legs when I need to, and just be healthy throughout the game. So it's something that I'm not going to stop and just keep building on. But a lot of work has went into this, and we'll continue to grow from it.
Zach Gill, WFAN, City Sports Network. I know you're pretty thorough on what happened with Jalen Carter, but just getting back to it, spitting on someone is a pretty serious thing. Is the ejection enough for you, or do you think the league should maybe suspend?
That's not my call. That's not my call.
I already got the punishment for Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's only punishment to me should be that Jalen Carter don't get to play against the Dallas Cowboys in the second game either. He get to play every other game except for the next one against the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, Dak Prescott, man, Dak Prescott ain't that type of guy. Doesn't sound like there was anything vindictive going on. I just think it was gamesmanship that got out of hand. That's all it was. I just think it was gamesmanship that got out of hand. No big deal, no harm, no foul. But Dak Prescott definitely better have his head on the swivel the next time they play him.
The what thing? Excuse me. Oh, gotcha.
During the game, it's becoming a more and more habit now, but it's still kind of a new wrinkle here. But as players, how do you prepare for something like this and stay sharp when this happens, and how much of an effect did it have?
Yeah, I don't think it had that much of an effect. If anything, hell, it probably helped us out, right? It was right after a turnover, maybe stopped their momentum, and maybe people forget about what had happened right there. And fortunately, we played in a game last year where it went longer than that. So I don't think we didn't start the game, though, did we? Yeah. Yeah, so, but still, I mean, guys being a professional, and that's part of it, right? Come in, take the cleats off, shoulder pads off, relax a little bit, hang out. The vibes were high. The guys were confident in us going out there and finishing this game. And it was just, getting off your feet. But then again, once you knew you were about 15 minutes to go, it was about getting the body back warm. And obviously we got to get out there and have that warm up. So it's just part of being a pro. You just got to adjust when it's called for.
All right, thank you, Dak.
Thank you.
Welcome, Cowboys fans, to the world of WinStar.
All right, Dak Prescott, never a dull moment. That spitting incident, I'm pretty sure they're going to be talking about that tomorrow. And they're going to be talking about that Dak Prescott was wrong and this and that. All right, let's listen to CeeDee Lamb, then we'll listen to CeeDee Lamb, then we'll listen to George Pickens before we get out of here. Let's check out CeeDee Lamb. But I'm telling you, boy, sometimes the media be killing me because, boy, they'll focus on anything but the game sometimes. Hello, Cowboy, he said that, nah, man, that is an AI meme. Don't get fooled laughing his butt off. Boy, I'm telling you. Hold on, let's listen to CD. I'm sure CD is sick right now and don't want to answer none of these questions, but they have to do it.
Yourself, man, how do you put into words how it went down?
Man, that's terrible. Honestly, I feel like, I can't point no fingers at nobody else, you know what I'm saying? And I take full accountability and everything else that come with it because, as for me as a player, I've prayed for moments like that, you know what I'm saying, and the ball to come my way. And obviously for me to not come up with it, bro, it stings a little bit. But I will tell you, if you think I'm not coming back any times harder than this, you got another thing coming.
How surprised were you just because, you talked in training camp about how, the key thing was, you had to drop the ball, and I don't know if you had 2 drops off.
Yeah, I didn't. But, hey, God has a mysterious way of humbling folks. And I did come in with a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. But, again, this is a lesson well learned. And, again, I deserve everything that come with it.
So you went to the tent. You
Oh, yeah, all is well. They made me go to the tent because I sat down on the field a little too long for their liking, so they just wanted to do a little, you know.
CD, does one bother you more than the other?
Nah, they all sting the same, honestly. But the ones down the stretch kind of hurt me a lot because, I mean, I pray for those type of things. But again, it's game one. I'll be back. I just hope everybody else ready.
Do you think about them and that motivates you, or you try to move past it as quickly as you can?
A little bit of both.
Obsess about it.
A little bit of both.
What did you like about the first half of the team?
You don't win the game in the first half.
What are your thoughts on the offense in general and the way it performed tonight?
We put up a nice. We had a couple stretches where we were looking like the team that we supposed to, and then we ended up turning the ball over, having drops, and for example, all of them, honestly. And I just feel like we have so much more room for improvement, and we can definitely be the team that we want to be. Just put our head down and continue to work.
We know you're going to be hard on yourself, but can you look past that to see just how promising the offense looks?
I will look past it, but right now I'm definitely going to look at this film and dread every drop. That's for sure.
Do you think playing in the preseason would help at all?
Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on right now. I need to catch the damn ball.
Thanks.
Appreciate y'all.
Staying connected.
That boy CD said no excuse. Shoot, CD said no excuse, man. I just need to catch the ball. I see you, CD. Yeah, CD's mental game is different this year. I think he's just playing in a whole different headspace. I can absolutely appreciate where he's playing from. I mean, I guess it just happens, man. It is what it is. It just happened. So let's check out George Pickens. That was pretty short. Let's check out and see what George Pickens. I'm pretty sure they're going to be asking George Pickens kind of like what happened. Why didn't he get a whole bunch of snaps, or why didn't he get more targets? So let's see if that's what it is.
No, not really. I feel like we always get.
Was that good despite no preseason reps?
No, not really. I feel like we always get time in practice, so it always translates.
You guys obviously didn't come away with the outcomes you wanted, but as far as this being one of the biggest tests that you will face this season, what's your biggest takeaway as far as you guys' level of competition against the Eagles?
You said the biggest test? Just from this game?
Yeah, I mean, this game being one of the biggest early tests that you'll have, just kind of walking away from it, seeing that you guys were so competitive and could have taken this win. What's the biggest takeaway from you looking back at this game?
Just keep going. Like I said, we only lost by 4, so just keep fighting, kind of try to put ourselves in better situations so we're up for, you know what I mean? And that's just like the game of football all over the league. You just want to put yourself in the best situation so you're on the totem pole, you know what I mean?
What'd you do in the rain delay?
I think we just sat in here and stretched and waited till we got back ready to get back in the game.
Remind you of the Pittsburgh-Dallas game last year?
Yeah, I guess it's a PA thing. Yeah, I think it's a PA, yeah.
How anxious are you to get back to work and try to wrench this one away and get to the New York Giants?
Super anxious. First game, just like the Eagles, everything is running on one accord and it's in the game level, so it's all being tested. So now since we got a game under our belt, I'm for sure ready to get back in the lab, and now we know what the game to expect. We know certain plays, certain coverages. People going to play against us now. It's the first game. So definitely ready to get back to the lab.
What were your thoughts about the way Shotty called the game, especially early?
I feel like he did great. Like I said, we went down there and scored 7 immediately. So I feel like he did great, and the O-line did great. I think we did great as a team. It's just, like I said, at the end, waning moments, stuff didn't go our way.
How much of a confidence builder is when that first drive does score a touchdown? How much does that do for you guys as players?
It was great, especially for me, first time being here, going down, scoring 7, getting previous Super Bowl champs. I feel like it was a great energy booster, especially for the sideline.
Welcome, Cowboys fans, to the world of...
Okay, Hot Boy 23, he asked me a question. He said, you don't think the Michael-led Packers not going to be a top team? Well, I'm kind of not in this. I'm not in the boat of Michael-led teams. I don't think Michael Parsons leads teams. Never led the Cowboys, contrary to what people think. And And I don't even think people thought he led the Cowboys. But I definitely don't believe in the moniker of a Michael-led team. But when you look at the Green Bay Packers, man, we got to understand something, man. Them dudes, the Green Bay Packers are they are in a very tough division, man. They are in a very tough division. Man, them boys got to play the Detroit Lions, not once. They got to play the Detroit Lions twice. They have to play the Detroit Lions twice, man. And I'm telling you now, I mean, Green Bay may have improved, but I'm telling us straight up, if you don't think the Detroit Lions defense, when it's healthy, is good, we do realize that last year, when you look at the Green Bay Packers schedule, man, they got a very tough division. I mean, if you just kind of look at the Green Bay Packers, they're going to play the Eagles, I think, too, coming up. But when you look at the fact that they have the Vikings they have to play twice, the Vikings last year, the Vikings beat them in the first meeting. The Vikings beat them in the first meeting, the second meeting. They played the Bears. The Bears are going to be improved. The Bears beat them. The Bears split a game with them last year. The Detroit Lions, if I'm not mistaken, the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings swept them last year. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling us, Michael Parsons ain't making that big of an impact against some of these teams, because I'm telling you, man, these teams are good. These teams are good, man. They really are. Yeah, they got a monster schedule too. They got a monster schedule too. And so, you know, we'll see how they look this coming year. But again, they got the Lions coming up. Got the Commanders, got the Cowboys coming to town. The Bengals will not be an easy out for them. Pittsburgh won't be an easy out for them. Again, the Eagles won't be an easy out for them. The Cardinals won't be an easy out for them. Again, they got to play the Lions, the Bears. The Broncos won't be an easy out. I mean, the Ravens will not be an easy out for them. I don't care if they got two Micah Parsons. It does not mean that they are about to literally, because they got Micah Parsons, it does not mean that they are now about to be the kings of the NFC. I'm not sure they're going to be a top 4 team, top 5 team. I think the Cowboys are more explosive from an offensive standpoint. I really do. I think that the Cowboys are more explosive from an offensive standpoint, and I think as the Cowboys defense get going, Cowboys defense is going to be real good. I'm not concerned about the Philadelphia Eagle game. First game of the season, kind of first time you're watching this Cowboys offense and defense play together, and kind of like what George Pickens said, that now we got an idea of kind of what teams may be throwing at us. Because I know what they saw against George Pickens. Teams are afraid of George Pickens. They would rather take their chances with CeeDee Lamb, because they know that CeeDee Lamb is more of the middle of the field receiver, more of the 15 to 20. It don't mean he can't hit you deep when he hit him down there on the sideline on that deep right out there. But George Pickens is a problem because he's a chunk yardage receiver. We're talking big 40 and 50 yard receptions at any given time. And so it is obvious they're going to bracket CeeDee Lamb, bracket George Pickens, and they're going to try to take him out of games, and then again putting the Cowboys in the same situation to where they're going to try to force him to CeeDee Lamb. They're going to try to force him to CeeDee Lamb, probably put some underneath coverage on CeeDee Lamb, and maybe a little something over the top. Because I am a little bit concerned. I want to see what the Cowboys look like in this next game, because I didn't see from Tolbert what I wanted to see. I didn't even see from Cavante Turpin what I wanted to see. The Cowboys couldn't figure out a way to get him in space. Jalen Tolbert, I just didn't see anything from Jalen Tolbert. Got to see more from Jalen Tolbert. He's got to be more of an impact on this team. Because if they're going to be trying to double those wide receivers, then the third wide receiver needs to be eating. The third wide receiver needs to absolutely be eating. So I got a strange feeling when I got a strange feeling with what's the name gets back up to Jonathan Mingo. I got a strange feeling, man, when Jonathan Mingo gets back up, whatever's going on with him, I got a strange feeling when Jonathan Mingo's ready to go, he's gonna be getting some snaps. Saw a blocking assignment tonight that Jalen Tolbert missed also. The Cowboys are gonna continue to tweak this team, I'm telling you. Jalen Tolbert better step it up. They need him to step it up. He better step it up. I'm just telling us. If he don't step it up, he gonna find himself with less and less reps. Jonathan Mingo, you never know. They may even let Ryan Flanor get his chance at getting some reps at that third receiver. The Cowboys, because of the way we saw now keep this in our minds too. This is the unique things when you start talking about the way the Philadelphia Eagles were able to play the Cowboys tonight. And when you think about Vic Fangio, the thing that we always have to keep in our minds, and I keep this in my own mind, everybody can't line up like the Eagles do. Everybody can't line up and play you the way the Eagles play you. So when we get to the Giants next week, for example, when we play the Giants next week, the Giants are not as good as the Eagles. Their defensive line is good, but they won't be able to play us like the Eagles. They won't be able to play us the same. When we go against the Bears, they are a team in building. They won't be able to play us the same. We'll see what the Packers do. Packers going to be a tough out. Guarantee you, especially Michael Parsons with his extra incentive, it's going to be a tough out. But again, when you think about teams like the Jets, the Panthers, even the Commanders, they can't line up like the Eagles. They can't line up against us and play our wide receivers the way a team like, for example, the Eagles can play us. I don't even think the Packers can play us the way the Eagles can play us from a defensive standpoint. The Broncos are going to be a tough out. The Broncos are going to be another one of those teams that they are going to be able to line up against us and play pretty well, I believe. I'm not sure the Cardinals can line up against our lineup, but we're going to see. I'm not sure the Raiders can. We'll get the Eagles again. I think the Chiefs may be able to line up with us pretty good. The Lions are definitely going to line up with us pretty good. Not sure about the Vikings. I think the Chargers are going to be able to line up. So not every team can line up like the top tier teams in our division that we're going to be playing, and some of these other teams out of our division that we're going to be playing. So I'm still feeling pretty good about the Cowboys. I could easily see 12-5 and 11-6. Green Bay, I can see another 11-6, 10-7, even with Michael Parsons. But hey, the way people were messing with us today, talking about we miss Michael Parsons. Well, if we're missing Michael Parsons, then he better be the answer. He better be called a missing link in Green Bay. Because if they went 11-6 last year, then they need to be going 13-4 this season. He definitely needs to be the difference in 2 games. But we'll see. I'm feeling pretty good about the Cowboys. I'm feeling pretty good about the Cowboys. Giants are improved. Chicago Bears, Ben Johnson as the coach. So I'm just imagining they're going to be somewhat improved. But I just don't think they're going to be able to beat us with Matt Eberflus being the coach. Matt Eberflus is going to give Caleb Williams all kinds of problems. Again, the Giants, I just don't think they're good enough to beat us with Russell Wilson and Jackson Dart. And then the Green Bay Packers, even with Michael Parsons, I just don't see Jordan Love as being that good of a quarterback. Jordan Love has had one good half a season. That's how we got his deal. We'll see what he looks like this year. I'm very anxious to see what does Jordan Love look like, especially with the deal that he got that is absolutely crazy. Miss Major said, tell him G. Fergie dropped twice in a fumble at the goal line by Sanders on top of CD4 drops. Yeah, he threw some bad passes, but this wasn't on Dak. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. Dak was great. I mean, you're always going to have some bad throws. I don't care what kind of who you are as a quarterback. But Dak was really good. And I think he's only going to get better. I mean, this is a year without playing this game. Dak's going to look good. That's going to be good. He's going to be fine. All right, guys. Good rocking with you tonight. We're going to go get some sleep. And then we're going to get right back at it again tomorrow. 3 hours and 45 minutes of Cowboys content tonight. And then we're going to be back at it tomorrow at 4:30. Plus, we'll try to get some videos out tomorrow morning in between our live stream. Then we'll be live again at 4:30. We're going to be live again at 4:30. Bringing more Cowboys content, covering this latest game. Great game tonight. Man, I'm telling you, I am more excited than I was before this game. I'm just mad that we got to wait 10 days now. This is the blessing and the curse of playing on Thursday. We played on Thursday. Now we got to wait another 10 days for our team to play. But nevertheless, we got football Friday, football Sunday, football Monday, football Thursday. Boy, we got plenty of football to take us all the way to the Cowboys playing again Sunday at noon, September the 14th. Cowboy fans, do not lose heart. If anything, we ought to be absolutely encouraged. I think we got us a team, and this team is only going to get better. And I'm telling you, the Cowboys will continue to tweak this team. You watch what I tell you. They're not done tweaking it. So again, I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. See y'all again tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll see y'all today. I'll see y'all in 13 hours, if the Lord is willing. Until the next time, DC4L, God bless. Let's talk Cowboys, where we talk facts. Peace.